Yo, it's VeVe time. Let's mint that vibe. Since 2018, we've been on this ride. David Hugh, Dan Crow, Ben Rose in the mix. Building the future with collector tricks. It started with a drop, Todd McFarlane's night. Batman shining like a beacon of light. Partner statue, Walter Mickey on stage. Golden moments locked in a digital page. Rest in peace, Kozak, your art lives on. Ron English still painting where the legends belong. Through the highs and lows, we weather the test. VVFA, we're here to invest. VeVe fam, we climb, we shine, no fear. The future's bright, it's crystal clear. From comics to legends, the world's combined. VeVe's the platform ahead of its time. Amazing fantasy, Spidey's web takes flight. Marvel heroes dropping day and night. Iron Man, Thor, and the Hulk's raw might. Every collectible a fan's delight. AR magic, we're ahead of the game. Global collectors all repping the name. From the vision to the mission, we're breaking ground. VeVe's where the treasure of the future's found. Now imagine a world where the rare comes alive. With VeVe in your hand, it's a digital vibe. David, Dan, Ben, yeah, they're running the show. Innovate the space, keep watching it grow. VeVe fam, we climb, we shine, no fear. The future's bright, it's crystal clear. From comics to legends, the world's combined. VeVe's the platform ahead of its time. From 18 to now, it's a legendary plan. VeVe's the spark that ignites the brand. The past, the present, but future's in sight. VeVe forever, keep the dream alive.
Well, good morning. Welcome to VeVe Drop. We do have Emoji coming on, so stay tuned. He'll be here pretty soon. He's getting set up. Everything is getting ready. It's good to see everyone. I know, like, ever since VeVe started, I've been waiting for this. And finally, it's here, everyone. Marvel Dogs. I cannot believe it. Are you excited? Who's excited? Let me know. Please vote in my poll here. Let's go check this out here. 6 votes. 33% of you are excited. Hit that like button. It's gonna be a crazy day. Let's see who's in chat, and then we'll go from there and discover what we've got here. Tucson is here, already starting off the day great. Dogs are stupid. What are you comparing it to? To humans, to cats? I don't know. Let me know. But it's good to have you here. I'm already excited. Duck and Cover, good to see you from across the pond, hanging out here. Probably has better things to do, but he's still here. How's the VeVeverse coming along? I hope your build is coming along. We've got Christopher. You're slacking, buddy. You are slacking. You weren't first. What movie are we watching this weekend? Let me know. And do we have a good popcorn bucket coming out? I mean, we got some good stuff coming. So good to see everyone. Hey, we got Master Roni. What is going on? We got something big coming up on Wednesday. Master Roni and myself, we are going to be interviewing Dan, and it's going to be exciting. We'll show him. He's going to see the game. Now, tomorrow, is it tomorrow? Yeah, it is tomorrow, Sunday. Master Roni's got his game with Swampy number 5. On the Discord. They're going to be running his really amazing game. So you're going to want to check that out. And then on Wednesday, hopefully we can get Dan to play it. So we'll have to see. But good to see you, Master Roni. I hope you're doing well. I'm excited. Got a lot of work to do for that Dan interview. And we've got Star Wars. We've got dogs today. We've got art tomorrow, some comics. So it's going to be quite a busy week. I have a feeling I'm going to be streaming every day of this week. So yay. I'm super excited. I got to get my hours in, though. Almost at that 4,000. I'm so freaking close. All right. So today, before Emoji gets here, we've got Marvel Dogs. So why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at this in the segment that I call What's VeVe Got?
What's VeVe got? Time to check out the drop. What's VeVe got? Time to check out the drop. What's VeVe got? Time to check out the drop. What's VeVe got?
Well, VeVe's got Marvel Dogs, and each one of these has 444. They're going to be 25 gems. We could talk about how I feel about that. We've got Lucky, the pizza dog. We've got mslion. And by the way, these are all secret rares. All right. Now, a lot of these are fairly new. Lockjaw goes back to 1965. But most of these are really new. Obviously, Dogpool is not as new as the others. We got Dogpool, which you've already had on the app, so it's not a first appearance. And then Cosmos. Now, don't worry about the order. They all have 444. There are 26, or number 26 will be the first. Mint 444 will be the last. I do not see any burning of these quickly or anything like that. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to buy one. I honestly, I really would like to buy one. The problem is that we're so close to Star Wars that I have to save up for it. Kind of wish these, I feel like this would have been a good one to experiment on the $10. $10, maybe have one secret rare and then have a chaser. But I think these look good, and I think people are going to want them. I do think that Lockjaw, I think Tucson was saying this. He thought this would be the most popular. Its first appearance. I think it looks really good. So I think Lockjaw is going to do well. So we've got Marvel dogs. I'm not going to read through them all. But yeah, interesting drop for sure. So that's what VeVe's got here. Let's get back to chat and just check it out. Have you seen my pet? Oh, did you post a pet? Did you see my pet? I'll show you my pet. Millie's doing a little pet thing. I just put my pet up. I'll pull it up here in just a second. I'll have to take a look, Masteroni, for sure. We got Denny OC. Ahoy, ahoy. Hope everyone's having a grand day. Saw your tweet early. God, I think I saw it early this morning. Just like he was saying, like, years ago, he was the only worker in the family and able to get a mortgage, and now he and his wife works and they're struggling. He's up in Canada, but I think all over, it's not just Canada, all over the world, people are struggling. Yeah, it's crazy out there. I get you. Go to Texas where those cheap houses are. That might be your best bet. But I can tell you're a hard worker, so I think you're going to do just fine in the end. But I get the struggle. Good to see you, Denny. Look who is here, Kryptoni. That's right. I forgot. Okay, so Kryptoni, not only do we have a VeVe giveaway, I'm going to wait till Emoji's here and till we get some more people, but Kryptoni, we've got the Cabbage Club here, and I'm helping him out. It's like his gig, but I'm helping him out any way I can. I've even added cabbages to my emojis here. Let me see if I can do them real quick here. You can add emojis, but unfortunately you have to join my crappy membership. But besides that, I've got those cabbages in there. He's going to be dropping 2 of them for $1. I almost want to go for one. If I get it, I throw it back up, but I don't know when he's going to do it. So we'll check it out. He's going to keep us informed. So Kryptoni, thank you for that, and thank you for being a member. Really appreciate it. Look who is here, another member of the channel, VeVe Pooski. Guess what? Number 1. He was our first member here. Good to see you. What's going on, man? I really appreciate you joining and just hanging out with us. We got some interesting things. Now, Master Roni was talking about, have I seen his pet? I've not seen his pet, but have you seen my pet? So just real quick, let's just take a little side look. Wait, did I not put it up here yet? Oh, yeah, here it is. Okay, all right. So this, unfortunately, he passed. But this was my favorite dog ever. His name was Dammit. Let's go take a look at Dammit. That's right, everyone. There's Dammit. Dammit was a Yankees fan, as you can see. He took a lot of craps, so I don't know. But that's Dammit. It's kind of scary how he looks a little bit like me, probably a little better looking, but there you go. There's Dammit. Everyone say hi. He's no longer with us, but he was a great dog. So back to, if you guys have some dogs, let me know what is up. Both of our project. There you go. It's both our project. Awesome. Oh, Christopher, did you like that? Oh my Lord. All I ask for is one person to like my stupid jokes, and we got it today. I'm very happy. Johnny French Poodle, I need to work on something better. Yeah, I do miss Dammit. There was actually a person who had a dog near me, and they called their dog Dammit, and when it ran away, it was funny. Yeah, Kryptoni is a legend, very nice. And there's still Michael Jordan rookie card somewhere in Vegas in a couch. I think so, Kryptoni. Please God, tell me where that was. So when I get there, I can look for it. I'm pretty sure it's gone or it's crushed. Either way, I'm just not very happy about it. Kachow, good to see you. Save my precious gems for tomorrow. So much to buy. That's right. Look, Luigi is here. It's good. Legend. LOL. All right. So I guess that's is that you too, son? Team Breezy. Anyways, it's good to see everyone. Like I said, Emoji's going to be on soon. He likes to be casually late. which I appreciate. So do I. What do we got here? Oh, wow. That's pretty awesome. So I'm looking at Christopher's. He's got a Darth Vader. Is that a bucket? Is this what you're doing right now? Are you eating? What are those, toasted ravioli? I don't know what you're eating there. And dibs. He's always got the best food. But I like it. I like that, Chris. That's funny. I was just checking to see if Emojii sent me anything else. He's just getting ready to come in here. All right, let's see what else we got. It's in the orange couch inside the cushion. Ooh, inside the cushion. Yeah, it's destroyed. What's up, Jay Bird? Who are you? It's good to see you. And by the way, everyone, hit that like button. Makes me feel better about my life. It still sucks, but it makes me feel better. All right, so 15 votes. 13% are going for it. So I got to look off to my third screen here. 13% so far. I think this might just be a bad timing for the drop. I mean, we're all expecting the Star Wars stuff, but we got the dog stuff. Let me know who your favorite dog is, if you even care. I'll tell you what, I would get one of these if it's on the market for cheap. I would just hate to see these go very low. There are only 444 editions, which in the past would have been nothing. Now it seems like a lot, but hey, I'll give it to VeVe for getting, I think, the mint size right. Maybe the price could have been a little bit cheaper, but I like that. And I do like the Cosmos dog. That's pretty interesting there. So yeah, we have that. Let's go take a, did I put the Minty Fresh numbers up here? I did. There's not many, but let's go take a quick look at these Minty Fresh numbers. And I can explain them. Not much to go on here, though. That's right. You've made it to the most exciting show in St. Louis on this drop. But here you go, everyone. All right, so Lockjaw, it kind of sucks the way the TV screen is, but I still think it looks better. 26 is going to be the first minute. 444 on all of them. Only two they're going to have the FAs. 1965 for Lockjaw, 1989 for mslion. I was wrong. Dogpool was, I think Lucky was 2011, 2012. Anyways, they all ended up in a year that we don't have access to. So really, mslion and Jaw 65. I think this is going to be our best one, though. So there you go. There's our Minty Fresh numbers. But our guest is here. So what am I going to do? I'm going to play his favorite song. He's told me this. He said, I cannot believe you produced the most amazing song for me. Thank you. And then he said he was freaking lying. All right, let's check it out. Let's bring Emojii on, but let's first play his theme song.
Step in the stream, it's a scene, no facade. Emojii spit truth, but he humble with God. From Carnegie stages to digital frames, he bent every lane but remain in the flames. Tri-city born, but his name worldwide. Vocal with the pain and the peace he provide. Go cool with the grind, but the heart like Gohan. Power in the calm for the mic get blown on. He break through limits, ultra instinct thoughts. Sing hooks like beams that the villains get caught. Spirit bomb, soul crowd lending him strength. Every note got a meaning, every bar got length. Said mine with the real life fight. Family man swag with a super saiyan light. Comic shop heat, but the vision go deep. Emojii drop gems while the rest just sleep. Vegeta in the pride, but he calm like Whis. Always got a plan, never fold in the least. He switch up forms, now he rap, now he sing. Like a fusion dance king with that inner ring bling. Twitch screen glow like the aura he bring. In the chat show love when he do his thing. Every line sharp like a beam from Cell. But the wisdom run deep like he trained with Corin's well. He ain't just flash, it's substance and roots. From a fan first crown to the lyrical boots. You never know the vibe, could be joy, could be strife. But he larger than life and he lived that life. DB's at mine with the real life fight. Family man swag with the super saiyan light. Comic shop heat, but the vision go deep. Emojii drop gems while the rest just sleep.
Whoa, what's going on, Emojii?
Yo. I think you might be even more of a troll than me. You might be better. You might be.
I think I'm better. I'm not better.
I don't dislike. You know what I've been. Whose voice is that? I know you said so. Is that an AI voice that's doing that?
AI. Yeah, it's AI voice for sure. Totally. Yeah.
Wow. That's impressive. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. How are you doing?
Now I'm better. You are here. And just real quick, Tucson, all these tunes sound alike. That is correct. They do, because I really like that, like, I don't know, 1990s New York rap style type thing. So yes, they do. But
Oh
I'm
yeah, of
doing
course. The
well.
boom bap.
Yeah, right, exactly. I'm doing really well. I'm feeling a little sad. Did you get to see my old dog, damn it? Did you
Who?
see it? Yeah,
No.
I brought up my old, because Emoji's doing his, like, VeVe pets thing. So feeling a little sad. Let me just show you last time, and then I'll put it down. Here's my old dog, damn it. No
Oh
longer with
no.
us. Yeah, New York Yankees fan though. So I don't know if
Okay.
that means anything to you. Yeah, so
I mean, that's cool. That's
I
cool.
mean, he did take a lot of dumps. So I'm feeling a little
Oh,
down because of that. But we'll just move on from my dog.
I
Damn it.
understand. I
Yeah, it's very
understand.
sad. Yeah, so I'm doing good, and you should be doing really good. What are you at now? 5 trillion people have tuned into your anime show.
We had right now, I think last time I checked it was 10.3K, maybe around there.
Dang,
10, yeah,
uh,
10.3K.
man.
But yeah, I mean, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And not, I mean, not just the views, but just the
He
finally getting the concept out, like the visuals and everything. And we officially kick off episode 1 next week. So this was kind of like an intro. Like the first one was a was just explaining what it was, and then the last one was a getting to know Nikki, one of my co-hosts,
right,
amazingly talented. Maybe at some point we could play a clip of that and her backstory.
for sure, for sure.
But yeah, it's cool to kind of like see this plan that I've had come to fruition, and I mean, I guess people are rocking with it. People are watching it, right? So that's what's
That
up.
is really good. And what you did, which I think is important, is just, we got all this like VV content and stuff, but like, let's be honest, sometimes, we're all covering it. So it can get a little bit boring. And I know you really like anime. So now this is something that you have passion for. And
Mhm.
when you have passion, everyone's going to see that, and it's just going to come out and do really well. So congrats on that. Absolutely. Yeah. We'll pull up a clip here. Uh, Probably a little bit closer after, like maybe right after the drop or something, when we get a few more people here and we can do
Okay,
the some stuff like that.
sounds good.
California Comics, good to see you. What is going on? It's good to have them here. I'm just getting caught up, so if I missed everyone,
Shout out
same.
California Comics. I seen Josh has been cooking up some stuff.
Yeah,
With
he
him.
has.
Nice.
He's that store he's got. Like I can't wait until we can actually go in, like, to his comic shop and actually buy
And
something.
make purchases. Yeah.
Make purchases. I'm gonna have Dan on Wednesday with Masteroni, so these are some questions that I might get into, even if they've been asked before. But it'll be interesting to find out where the VV verse is going to be going, and yeah, and he's got a great space with that comic store. So hopefully more people
Mhm.
will do that. Hopefully.
I need to do something like that. I need to set up a comic store, mainly just because I want to showcase my Nicoletta Balderis. I want to have an area like a Balderi room, or and just have like nothing but Balderis in there.
I think that's the point of this, right? So we can just kind of
Yeah.
show off our
Yeah.
collections, let people know what we've got and what our interests are. It's kind of, it brings you into our life. These spaces they can if you want. I agree. That's kind of what I want to do. I want to have like a space where I have my last mints and my special mints, and I haven't had much time to do it. Are you into building, or would this be something you probably have somebody else do?
Um, I don't. I I don't know. I don't know. You know what it is? I have to I am waiting to for the mobile app to come out, just for
Yeah.
accessibility, because the thing is, honestly, sometimes I just don't feel like sitting at my computer.
Yeah,
Do it.
totally.
Like, sometimes I just want to like chill on the couch and do something. Which is why a lot of times I play even with gaming, like I play either console games, or I have a handheld PC where it's kind of like a Switch.
Right.
But I can still kind of like just relax, just because I don't want to sit at a desk for like
I
hours.
agree.
Yeah.
I think once they have the mobile, even though it's going to be more limited, you can get the structure of your space and then slowly add things. I think it's great. Duck and Cover wants to see Pierce Morgan interview Dan and David. Hey, who knows? Maybe. And look who we have here. We have the biggest scammer in the world, Majin. I'm totally
Oh
kidding.
snap! Majin in the building.
He's here to win the game. He already won what 2 weeks ago, and then he won again last week. I couldn't give it to him, but he'll be here and enjoy. It's always good to troll him, but he actually really is a good guy. And I've
Oh yeah,
known
for
him
sure.
for
Love Majin. Love Majin.
Majin's
He was there for the show too. He was in because this one was in the Discord. The
Yes,
future ones will be in Spaces, but this one was in the Discord because we wanted kind of like a more private like meet and greet thing. But he was
totally.
there. He was definitely there for support.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He didn't
He's-
win that giveaway though.
He didn't win.
not win that.
Good. Yeah, I was totally trolling him during the Corey in MC. I'm like, please God, don't give him anything. I think it worked. I don't think he won, but either did I though. So that sucks.
Oh snap! Yo,
Yeah.
it was a catch-22.
Yeah, you know what? It was worth it. It was like me falling on a grenade. Let's see. It's 9:48. Let's quickly. If you haven't voted, please vote. Are you going for Marvel Dogs today? 19% are going for it. 26 votes. Not enough likes here, people. Are you going for the dogs today? Maybe picking it up in the aftermarket, or it's not your gig. You don't like
The dogs. I mean, I don't really care about the dogs, but here's the thing, right? And I don't mean that to sound like in a condescending way or anything like that. I'm just, but they're all SRs. They're all SRs. So I am going to be looking in the secondary market, because if I can get them under 25, just look, SR shopping.
I didn't even think about that.
That is, that is a good deal for MCP, just for MCP alone. So, so I may be looking in the secondary. I mean, in all honesty, 25 isn't bad for, I mean, some things you could get lower, but it's not that much. Like a lot of things are in either the high teens or 20s, like the SRs and stuff like that. So it's not like, if you're
It's not
MCP shopping,
I always am. At this point, I always am. Like here's the thing though, with only 444 and somebody paying 25, are they going to drop it to 10? Like if they're going, there's no chaser. They're all.
Oh, if it's 10, I'm scooping it. That is if it's what?
It won't be though. It won't be. It's not going to be that way. At least right now. What I will say is we've got the Star Wars stuff coming up. So if people are having problems selling stuff to have gems, they might sell something like this cheap. And by the way, if you haven't sold stuff for gems for Star Wars, you are screwed. I started like 2.5 weeks ago, and I've maybe sold $30 worth of stuff. So it's not. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's definitely hard. Yeah, and I'm not gonna go for it. I actually like Lockjaw. I think this will be the best one. I think probably the most sought after.
That's the only one that I know.
Yeah, well, Dogpool, don't you?
Yeah, but I know Lockjaw more just from video games.
Well, and Lockjaw is from 1965, so more time to be exposed. Where Cosmo, Guardians of the Galaxy, Dogpool, but yeah, mslion, most people probably don't know, or Lucky probably don't know those dogs. But yeah, I think Lockjaw is going to be a big one.
I'm surprised they didn't have Cosmo.
No, they do.
They do?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, right here. But they already had Cosmo. You remember we already had a.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
I've got Mint 77 of that, by the way, of the original Cosmo. So very excited about that.
Nice.
But yeah, so they've got Cosmo. By the way, we've got VeVe in there. Who else loves their pets? I do. I love Damn It. I think I already took it down. Did I already close it? I have so many windows open here. Yeah, he's gone. He's literally gone, and he's gone. Check out my tweet. VeVe, you'll get to see. Damn It, he's out there. I love pets. Do you have a pet?
Yo, I never had a pet, bro.
Really? Not even like a pet roach or something? Nothing?
That sounds wild. I mean, I had like a goldfish, but it would die and I wouldn't even kill it. My mom would kill it, because she wouldn't, she would forget about it, and it would die every time I would go on vacation. Ooh. So and then I think I had a tadpole that escaped. Well, it wasn't a tadpole when it escaped. It was
when it escaped. Okay.
It was a hopping. It was like it wasn't a full frog. It was like a hopping tadpole, if that's a thing.
And it hopped out, and the roach got it. Interesting.
I can't believe never had a pet. No roach. But yeah, I never had a pet like that.
Yeah, no, I've always had dogs. I'm not a big cat fan. But I've had cats too. I remember I rescued a cat at college. It
really?
Came up.
Yo, don't let Magic hear you say that. She'll come after you.
that I rescued a cat?
No, that you're not a cat fan.
No, but look, here's the thing. I've had cats in my life. They've
Okay.
been brought into my life. I've brought dogs into my life. Other people have brought cats into my life. But the cat came up to the fraternity and somebody put a cigar out on it, or at least it was a burn that looked like that. So I healed it, and then I found somebody who would take it. So like, I don't hurt animals. I love animals. I love visiting cats. I just don't like owning cats, but I've had cats live with me for years. So yeah, I don't know, but I'm a dog person. I'm definitely a dog person.
Okay.
Yeah, KCBMW, $9 a universal SR, good price point. Pencils and fiche usually sell. Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm usually looking for, is right around that $9. But you can get the rare comics for 2, and you're going to get 2 points. No underdog. There you go. There's no underdog there too. Need to get a Cosmo for store. Beef up secure a look completely. And look, Astro Darrow, good to see you. This drop doesn't look very good in my opinion. I will skip. Hey, but if you went for it, he'd probably get a secret rare. Right. Ha ha ha. I'm so funny. Hey, just real quick.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pull up my horrible comics and collectibles. I want to show everyone. I think this is very important since we have dogs now. Let's take a quick look. That's right, everyone. Marvel has teamed up with me to bring you dogs poop bags, because you need to clean your up in the VeVe-verse. And look at all and these are all secret rares too. Isn't this amazing? I love AI.
Nice, nice. And I will say, if you own an animal, please pick up after your animal.
Yes.
Don't just leave, it in the street or in the road or in the sidewalk or in the
Completely.
grass or in the stairs or, in random
Yeah.
places.
Yeah, just random. Absolutely. And this is why Marvel thought it was important to have poop bags for people to clean up in the VeVe-verse.
It
Made it
is
look
important.
It's very important. I have a friend who lives in New York. It was way
Hmm.
back, and he started a thing called Sprinkle Brigade. And he would go around. They became pretty popular. They'd go around for people who left poop in the streets in
Hmm.
Manhattan, and they would sprinkle it, and they'd they'd take a turd, and it would maybe make it look like a reindeer or something. They make scenes out of the poop to kind of make a joke. And he was an artist. So I thought that was
Okay.
always, yeah, it was pretty
That's
popular.
that's interesting. That is interesting. I will leave that there.
Would you
I'm
say it's
sorry if I'm a
shitty?
little
Okay.
delayed on the visuals. So what I'm doing, hold on. Actually, I can tell you what I'm doing right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
please.
actually doing something that will hopefully that you will hopefully appreciate. I
Ooh, I like
have
that.
so I've been told multiple times, every time I go on stream, that it sounds like I'm streaming from an airport, just because all the fans going, like, there's a lot of fans happening all
Oh,
at the same time. It's very, very fandom-y.
I mean, I
All right.
don't hear that, but
Well,
okay.
not right now, because I'm on my phone. But no, when I
Okay.
go on my PC, there's fans everywhere. So what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of like isolating my mic. I got a little booth, like little mini booth.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
hopefully that will help, so it doesn't sound like we are flying Delta.
I love that. All right,
Yes.
well, that's good. I mean, I like a booth. By the way, if I had a cat, I love this name. Duck and Cover had a cat, and it used to be, or it was called Meow Seiton. I think that's awesome. If I ever have another cat, which I won't, but if I did, I would definitely call it that. That's kind of funny.
What did he call it? Meow who? What?
Meow Seiton.
I
That's pretty clever. I like that. Duck and
do. I
Cover.
do.
That's
I do.
that's pretty
Duck
funny.
and Cover is very. Did I tell you the story about like how I mispronounced his name for like mad long, and then he's always has like these deceptive names that you would never think, because I thought it was German, so I was calling him Duke and Kuva and
Oh,
Duke,
okay.
yeah, and he was like, yeah, nah, it's just Duck and Cover, bro, it's just Duck and Cover. Um, Cat's name is Goose. That's, yeah,
Yeah, Goose. Hey, that's a cool name. I mean,
that
I
is.
had Champ. That was Champ was one of the cats I had, and it talked to you. It was pretty funny. Meow Ming. And then Masteroni, my only pet is. Oh, was that really true? Wait a second, Masteroni. Now I remember.
A
He
pet
put
spider.
on the this thing. I might have to find. I do not like spiders. I'm sorry. I don't like them. That's really your pet. Man, I'm gonna have to rethink you, Masteroni. Like, are you a serial killer? Who has spiders for pets? Maybe, and he's like the nicest guy.
I don't know. I've never met anyone with the spider. I mean, I've seen like, in movies, people have like tarantulas and stuff like that. Ooh, what
Right.
type of spider is it? Like, is it
I
like
it's
a
got like
big
15 eyes.
tarantula? It can't
No,
be a
it's
house spider,
weird.
right? It has. I
No,
feel like
this
if
is
you have a pet
not
spider, it's got to
okay.
be.
I've got to find this. This thing is creeping me out, just my memory of
It's
it.
got to be like the size of like a gerbil.
It is, and it's got like these eyes on it. I don't know. Hold on. I'm trying to find. I should have him just send me the picture. Hey, Masteroni, can you just send me the picture? I'm gonna try to find it again, but in case I can't, maybe send me the picture. Okay, here. I think I'll find it in here. This thing is effing crazy. I mean, okay. Oh God, this is nuts. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Look at that thing.
Um,
Her name is Silk. Okay, very clever. I would have called it Silk
how
Road.
big is it though?
I don't know. What is that on? I hope that's a finger.
Because if it's a finger, then that's pretty. It seems pretty small, right? But I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, what kind of spider that we could have a whole show just about that thing. Yeah, that's great. Oh, we lost Maverick. I remember Maverick. My cats are more like dogs. Yeah, if they're more like dogs than that, then I'd like them better. It's a jumping, even worse. You mean this thing you could have on your hand and it could just like jump?
It's like a spider athlete.
Oh my Lord, look at that thing. I don't know. That is what nightmares are made out. There's, and you can't get anything past it. It sees everything with those freaking 4 eyes there. It's probably got to go all around his head. I don't know what to say, Masteroni. It's medium size compared to what? Does it like I could imagine that like jumping into my wife's hair and she freaking out. That's crazy. Okay, praying mantises are awesome.
Praying mantis.
I love praying mantis. Those are I find them every once in a while outside. I used to tell my son that there was a rhino beetle that I put under his bed, but don't worry, it's only killed one kid. And he freaked out about that. I don't know why. He was 5. He should have known. I was joking. Praying, right? All right, back to what we're here for, pets or dogs or something like that. All right, so the drop is live. If you got 444, I'm going to slam my desk because that's the last mint and that's what I want. Hopefully, if you went for this, you got lockjaw because that's just my favorite.
Is it?
By the
Wait,
way,
don't you choose? It's not blind box.
It's not blind box. Wait, what?
No, it's not. I don't think so.
You get to choose which one you want. Oh, my
I
Lord.
believe so. Yeah.
I think you're right. Oh, that's a first. Huh. Imagine streaming the drop and not knowing how it works. Good job, informant. You freaking idiot. All right. Well, anyway, so okay, you can choose which one you want. Yeah.
Which I think in a case like this is better. I think in a case like this is better.
I do actually.
Looking at the secondary prices, if I want something specific, I'll just get it from drop. But I need to see what the secondary market looks like first.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't even because they've done that, but I have not.
They did
seen
it with
that
the Disney posters.
Yeah, that's right. They did do it with that
and some other stuff.
Oh my God. Okay, you're freaking me out. Oh my Lord. Okay, hold on. We got more pictures from Masteroni.
You got more spider pics?
Oh my God, no, it's even worse. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
There's
a praying mantis.
That's kind of cute.
That's cute. It's
That's
like
cute.
transparent.
I mean, it's cute. And the cutest thing is it just mated and ate the male. So very adorable. Very adorable.
There you go.
I love it. God darn it, man. That's crazy. I like them, but I don't put them in my hand. What the hell is this thing? Look at this thing. Okay, this is a praying mantis, but this one prays to a different god. Look at this thing. What?
That is like the praying mantis of Anubis. That is, yes. That is Egyptian.
What is going on here? He's like, is he hooked up to Starlink? Is that what?
Might be.
Look at that. Look at that. Adorable. Okay. All right. I'm starting to buy. Maybe I want a praying mantis. Hey, at least if you go on vacation, you could probably leave it and come back and still be alive. Oh, this is very important. You should go for this. 810. Kryptoni's going to drop a moonflower for $1. All right. And you're going to want these for utility, everyone. We're doing great stuff for the moonflower. So 810, you know what the moonflower is, right? We talked about this before.
Yeah. What are y'all doing for the moonflower?
Well, right now it's still going, right? The Kryptoni, where you have the cash app, he's giving $100 out. I think it's broken up into 3 giveaways. And so if you show on the tweet, and I retweeted this out a couple days ago, and you get picked, you're going to get some cash. And then at DCon, we'll have some stuff to give out. And I'm going to try to do something from the show also to give out, but I haven't figured that out. But last year he had utility for having it, including that rookie Michael Jordan card that's still in the orange couch in the cushion. So 8:10 everyone, or 10 o'clock central. So it's coming up. Be ready. And cool. Duck and Cover, Duke and Kuva only has 30.39. Not a blind. But okay, so look, Digital Vibes likes it too.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Bugs.
I think I'm approaching the time where my setup is pretty much all done. I just got to do a visual check on my end, which means I have to dip, and then I can jump back in.
All right, let's do it.
All right, I'll be right back.
Second. Perfect. All right. And Digital Vibes, praying mantis are really cool. I like walking sticks, just weird stuff like that. I just don't want them in the house. Like, I like looking at them in nature. I guess Masteroni likes to actually touch them. I do not touch creatures. Oh, it's an orchid mantis. The best. I mean, it looks good. Am I correct that it is hooked up to Starlink? Hopefully the mobile version, unlimited. I don't know. Incredible creature. They really are cool. And I do like how they eat their mate. That sounds wonderful. Prey as in Predator. What's up, Luigi? He's still trying to get out of jail. It's not working. All right, so we've got this. I was completely unaware that it was not a blind box. You've got 1minute 48 seconds, about 7 after, when you'll be able to go for these. If you were not on the wait list, Lockjaw, we've got Lucky, we've got mslion, we've got Dogpool, and we got Cosmos. And of course, we've got our minty fresh numbers. If I can frickin' find them here. Oh, did I drop them? Oh man, I might have clicked them off by accident. I'm gonna have to find them. Anyways, they're basically all 26 and 4 for 4, 65 for Lockjaw, and what was the other one? Crap. Oh no, here it is. And mslion 1989. So we got 2 FAs in there. Don't pay extra. You'll probably get hurt unless you really, really want it. But there you go. And good luck. And I guess you can go for the one you want, which is actually pretty cool. What is up, G43? Good to see you. Good morning. Just snagged SRDCOM mascot. Someone floored for 14. Oof. Dang. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I got one of those UK ones just in case I need it for VIP at DCon, because our good friend Kryptoni told us about it. And by the way, less than 4 minutes, he's going to be dropping the moonflower. So let me show you, everyone. Let's pull this up. I think I'll find it. All right, this is it right here. All right, he's going to be for $1. What's the floor on these? It's pretty. These were $77. I think the floor's like 12 to 15 gems. So he's going to drop one for $1. I'm not going to go for it. I'm pretty sure Digital Vibes is going to get it. But if you're going to go for this, I might suggest you might try the web app. You might do a little better. Basically 3 minutes. You got about 3 minutes. He's going to be dropping that. So let me know who got it. G43 is probably going to go for it too. We still also have the giveaway, and we're waiting for emoji. We'll do that giveaway here in a second. It's good to see everyone. Hit that like button. Let me know if you're going for this. Right now, we got 23% going for it out of 31 votes. And how many likes do I have? I'm going to be mad here. 11. Hit that like button, everyone. I do this for free. The least you could do is hit that damn like button. All right, let's see what we got here. And Emoji is just getting his setup ready. And of course, don't forget, we've got the Blow Me game, or segment, whatever you want to call it. And so we're going to try to stump emoji with amazing relics from my past and from some of your past, because some of you are also oldish AF. But unfortunately, Masteroni is a young one. My mantises, they all died last year. I only have the spider now. Was there an event that caused that, or they happen to, are they connected in some way that they all died? Or that's kind of strange that they all died at the same point. Pretty sad though. I'd be kind of upset. Feeling good about myself today. Asked CGD to come help with my space. He looked and said, I don't need help, and he loves what I've done. Big compliment. Absolutely. Good job on that. He's talking about Josh. Yeah, no, from what I had seen, you were doing a really good job. So very cool. I hit the like button twice. Thank you. That actually takes it off the like, but thank you, Hidden Jester. It's good to see you. And I will get it. All right. Don't forget, like 2 minutes. 2 minutes, everyone. Make sure you're looking at the moonflower. This is the moonflower. You can put a Yasuke, you can put a moonflower. Be ready to snipe this. Kryptoni is giving, I think, 2 away for $1. And these are sitting in the look. I own 5 editions. I sold 1. I'm going to be trying to upfront about all this. I needed money for Star Wars Drop, so I did sell 1. I bought them around 10. All right, so here we go. Let's go pull up the man, the legend emoji.
Hey, I am back. Let's go.
Long time no see. You're looking good. Are you gonna go for this? Less than 2 minutes. 1 minute. $1 for the moon.
For the moon thing.
Do you
I don't think
one?
I can right now. Yeah, I have one already.
Okay,
but I don't think I can right now because all my devices are devicing right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
They don't. Okay. I
guess I could do it on PC, but
that's how I would do it if you were doing it. But it's almost going to be too late. You've got like seconds now.
I have to sign in, and in the sign in, I have to get my password, which is now
it's
devicing right now.
Okay. It's all right. It's all good. You're here, and you're looking dapper. I see you got a new outfit, or at least different from last time. So here we go,
shopping, bro. I went shopping.
You went shopping.
Yeah.
I like it. Everyone, if you're wondering why I've got the moonflower on, that's because Kryptoni is dropping one here. He just dropped it, I think, for 1 gem. Who got it? Who's the MFer who's lurking in the background who got it? It's probably Casey BMW. Who got it?
For that is 77?
No. That's what it was new. Oh, wait. Masteroni got it. Nice job, Masteroni.
Nice,
Congrats on that.
I feel like I ask you that every time. And then and then you tell me I have a horrible memory. I'm sorry, bro. If I ever forget things, and this goes to everyone in the chat. If I ever forget anything, it's a me thing. It's not a you thing. My memory is extra.
Memory is shot too. But you're young. What are you? 31, 32?
I'm young, but I've always been very scattered. Like I have. You know what it is? I have a really good memory about certain things, and I think that dominates everything. So it's kind of like. If it's not something I really, really remember, I'm really, really going to forget it. That makes sense, right?
One of the things I do is if I get something wrong, like somebody's name or what, and I get it wrong, it's forever. I'm wrong on that forever.
I am horrible I will not remember someone's name until they are saved in my phone. And this is no exaggeration. I've known people for years. And until I save them in my phone, I won't know their name. I just finesse it.
That's fair.
You find ways to talk to people without saying
you. Hey, you. I've done.
I wouldn't do that. I would just be like, hey,
it's good to see you. How you doing, man?
Good seeing you. Long time no see.
Long time no see. Exactly.
Just avoid the name entirely. Avoid it entirely. But you can be best friends. Like I've been, mad cool with people that I don't know their name.
That's funny. I've done that too, where you haven't seen them in years. Like, hey, what's up? It's good to see you. Or if I'm going to a party, I'll tell my wife, I'm like, do not ask me to tell you somebody's name. I say, if you want to know their name, you ask them, because I don't want to be in the position where I forgot somebody's name. It's just because then I'll feel embarrassed. I'll be like, John Doe here. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. This is Luigi, who of course is Tucson. He says arrogant people have trouble with names. I don't know about that. But I
It
think
it all depends on how many people you're coming into, and I get what he's saying because there's a certain effort as far as caring, right? As far as
right,
like remembering someone's name, but like if you're coming into contact with a lot of people, that is a lot of work. And
it
honestly,
is.
bro, like unless you're a politician where it's your job to make sure that you remember people's names, most people ain't going through that effort.
It's hard.
Yeah,
It's
it
a double
depends
thing.
on.
You got to be like, they say their name, you shake their hand, they'll be like, John, hey, John, it's good to see you. And then you got to say it before they leave. Like if they walk up, John, it was good
I
talking to you. You got to
I
do
do
that thing.
do that. I'll say like if I'm actively trying to remember it, I'll actually say their name a bunch of times in the conversation. So much that they'll look at me weird. Like, why do you keep calling
That's
me
actually,
Brittany? I'm like, look, Brittany. Look, it's okay, Brittany, right? Just let me do this so I can remember. All right, Brittany.
if it
But
works, then I think it's
it
totally
yeah.
okay.
But I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be that annoying person that does that. So I don't do it. So sometimes I don't do it and I might forget your name. I'm sorry. I
It
apologize.
does take effort, but sometimes it can be hard too. Or a lot of times maybe you're drinking and maybe that could make it harder. I don't know. There's lots of reasons why.
I mean, I would assume inebriation would hinder
It
remembering
could hinder
things.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
I think it would. I definitely think it would. By the way, we've got a giveaway here. Let me see if my giveaway tool is. Oh, it's working. My Stream Deck is working. That's awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and here.
Oh wait, I want to respond to Tuscan.
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
quick. You said all you have to do is care if you want to remember someone's name. Is about caring. You're 100% right. Sometimes you don't care though.
that's right. Sometimes you don't care, and that's exactly why we don't
You know, it's
remember
all
names.
relative. It's all relative.
It totally is. I get it though. I get it. Did I spell this right? All right. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna do the giveaway. So if you left, we just had 2 people leave. F you
Mhm.
for leaving, and you don't get to win. But anyways, you got to stay here for us to when I pick your name, you got to be here within a minute. You all know the rules. This is not sponsored by YouTube, but it is supported by VeVe. If you need all the rules, you'll find them in the description. If you won the last 30 days, you cannot win. Here is the little, where's the damn song? God, everything moves around because I keep adding stuff and it's just getting too packed here. Where's my giveaway song? Here it is. All right, get ready, everyone. It is almost giveaway time.
It's time to join the VeVe Digital Collectible Giveaway. If you haven't won in the last 30 days, this is your chance to grab something amazing. Don't miss out. Good luck.
All right.
Anime.
Everyone, do it.
So-
Ooh, think my 30-day probation is up.
Oh, that is another thing I'm horrible at remember names too. Anime. Oh my gosh. I will love an anime, watch it for years, and won't remember the main character's name.
Oh, really?
See,
Sometimes
and I
that can
care.
happen. And you do care.
I do.
And by the way, tell them why you care. Well, you're putting in hashtag
I'm a huge anime fan. I don't remember. Okay, so like example, love Jujutsu Kaisen, have watched it multiple times. I know Yuji Itadori's name and Gojo, and that is it. I don't know his best friend's name. I don't know that chick that just got killed. I don't know the teacher. I don't know. But also too, the names are Japanese, so it's not like common names that you would hear over here.
Right.
But I mean that's prime example. You know,
I do that sometimes too, where I'm like, maybe I haven't even seen the show in a while and I'll forget the character's name. I don't know why I do that, but it does, it just happened before. So it's not the best thing. Let's see. I'm trying to find, where is this it? 16. I think this is it. Hold on. I think you said 16 minutes is where it starts.
16 minutes where it starts, and then I mean, I don't know. I took it was like a 10-minute clip. I don't know if that's too long or not, but I kind of like just everything that she said for her background was kind of like lumped in that same time thing. So I was just like,
you put it in there. Well, maybe we'll break it up, but before we do that, because by the way, keep doing everyone hashtag anime. This is for the giveaway. Don't leave though. Don't leave, but tell everyone, because not everyone was here when you first came on. First of all, he said over 10,500 people view this. He's teamed up
in 24 hours. In 24 hours.
Yeah, really
crazy.
fast. And so he came up with this great idea to kind of mesh like spaces and different Twitch and YouTube and all these things and making it interactive. So why don't I shut the fuck up? And why don't you tell him a little bit about what's really going on and why it's awesome.
Appreciate that. And you don't have to get it. But yeah, I mean, the idea was to make the next level of engagement, of social engagement, right? And the show functions as a podcast, right? So it is on multiple platforms. It's on YouTube, it's on X, streaming on X, on Twitch, and the podcast is on Spotify. But it's an interactive podcast, and the idea is to utilize spaces, right, which we've all grown accustomed to with these panel-like discussions where we can all sit together and have that. Well, what if you were listening to your favorite podcast and you can, at the click of a button, now have a seat at the table? You can join in on the conversation. Deeper engagement than a chat, deeper engagement than a comments section, but actually talking with the host and if they have guests. So that is the idea. And you know, I want us to go full out with it, with visuals and everything. So as you can see, once we go through the show, you know, it's in a studio, and you know, I have my avatar there. I'm showcasing. This one is through the Discord, because it was more of a private meet and greet. But the future ones, episode 1 and going forward, will be on Spaces, so more people have accessibility to join in on the conversation. But yeah, you know, between the camera angles and highlighting different things, and I really wanted to give that visual experience as if you were watching a podcast.
It looks really cool.
Thank you. And you know, one of my co-hosts, and she'll go into the clip that we're going to show is basically her background, but she is an amazing singer, artist, and she's been covering anime songs for a while now. And you know, she started her channel with a pretty big YouTuber that goes by the name of Lily Pichu, and you know, she's taken over that channel and done the one that she has right now, and done you know, a lot of just anime covers. But this is going to be a different opportunity for her to meet the people that's been supporting her for throughout the years. I mean, her channel has millions of views. But once again, that next level of engagement, that next level of connecting with your audience, and you know, with those that have rocked with you, and just, you know what, I'm gonna take a word from Tuxin. And see, I don't think I'm gonna forget that name. I don't think so. It's about caring. It's about caring.
It's about caring.
And
it's locked in the head.
Yeah, and once again, you know, I think that this is fun. I'm excited for it. We'll see where it goes, but I can't believe we had the level of you know, interaction that we had off of this, just the meet and greet. So I'll let Nikki talk in this clip from the show, and you know, she'll go into a little bit about herself and her backstory.
All right, let's go take a look here. We'll listen to a little bit of it, and then we'll do some other stuff and come back here. Here we go. Tell me if you can hear this. Go louder.
No.
Do you not hear it?
No.
Oh.
But I don't know if it could be possible to live stream, your stream could hear it. Sometimes
can somebody hear it
on the other end?
I can hear it, but it's really soft. Okay, that's weird.
Up.
I'm like literally up to the top. I have it raised. No sound. Oh man, maybe I have to
hear it either.
I wonder if it's through this. Is that why? Is it where I got it off of? Is there another place?
It is on my YouTube. So if you go to there, like, because I did
try that.
Multi-streamer. So if you want to try that, same timestamp.
Yeah, let's go ahead and let me do that. So hold on. I'm going to pull this back up. By the way, anime, #anime. If you haven't entered, you haven't won in the last 30 days, please enter. We're going to, you know, give this away. We only have 18 entries, and I'm one of them, or 19. So go ahead and enter. We got assignment there. All right, let me go look up YouTube on here. All right, so you're going to be doing
if they can say in the chat if they are a fan of anime, I'd love to hear their favorite.
Yeah, please let us know if you're a fan of anime. Holy cow, I haven't seen Smart Buy in a while. What's going on? It's good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. Star Wars month coming up here soon. All right. So first of all, in chat, let us know if you like anime. And then secondly, this is going to be, you're going to be doing it every Thursday, right? Is that correct?
This is gonna be every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna start this space at like 7:30 just to kick things off, because we will be doing a giveaway before the show even starts. So there's gonna be 2 giveaways for the show, courtesy of VeVe. And we're gonna be doing one when the show first starts, and then we're gonna be doing one during the show. So if you get there early, 7:30, you have a chance to win the first giveaway. But yeah, I'm excited for this also to not only just who I'm working with, because she's a good friend of mine. I've known her for like 16 years now, and but also the topic. Like this is a fandom focused space, right? And one thing that I've noticed, even when it comes to X on a timeline, a lot of the big spaces or big discussions aren't really centered around that. We have some spaces here and there, some more smaller intimate spaces that may cover fandom discussions, but a lot of the things are around Web3, crypto, NFTs, politics, news, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I do feel like there's a huge sector that's missing. So hopefully this can change that, or
right,
be a rolling.
I think it is, and I think
snowball
you're entertaining, and again, you being excited about something is going to make it do that much better. If you don't love something, it's going to be, people will kind of see that. So let's see if we can hear this. Hopefully, let's see if this is too loud. Oh my God, it is kind of soft.
It's still soft.
It's still soft. I literally have this up. Crap.
What about your PC settings? What is your PC settings on?
Yeah, let me go check that out. Let me see if I can. Here, let me do this. I'm going to go back here.
Normally you can raise the desktop volume.
Yeah, I'm going to go see if that's the issue. And keep entering anime, #anime. We're kind of celebrating Emoji's new show, and it did really well the first run. Like, it's really not the first episode until this week.
It's just like 0.5.
Right. This is like the second before the Big Bang, if you believe in that. Right. This is that split second before. But yeah, let me go check my PC. But go ahead and enter #anime. And do you want to go over maybe just a little bit what you're going to be doing this week on the show while I go check out my...
Yeah. And shout out Smart Bias. I see he said his favorite anime is Dragon Ball Z. That is the anime that brought me into anime. That was my intro to anime. I mean, and technically, I guess you could say Pokemon came first, but because Pokemon was so westernized, I'd never really considered it an anime. Dragon Ball Z was the first thing that was very different from what I was watching when it came to cartoons. But hey, Berserk manga. Okay. I haven't read it. It's one of the things that I do want, and I actually want to collect, because oh my God, the reviews for that. Yeah. It's like one of those things that people say is a must read, like a masterpiece. But okay, so the show, so the first episode that we're going to be doing is touching on intros to anime, right? So actually, it's good that he brought up Dragon Ball Z, and it's entitled "My First Time," and we'll be talking about as far as what was it that brought us as individuals, me, Nikki, OMW is our third co-host. What brought us into the anime, why it attracted us, and also too, what makes a good anime, because anyone that is an anime fan, one of the biggest things is introducing other people to anime.
Right.
So, and we all have things that we recommend. We all have things that are go-to things as far as, oh, you haven't seen anime before? You have to watch this. And I think that there is something to be said about how you recommend it to someone and why you may recommend that to specific one thing to someone. So we'll get into that, and not to spoil too much, but that's pretty much what it'll be talking.
What you're going to get into
to anime.
So I looked at everything's at 100%. Let's try it one more time here. Let's see here. I'm just going to try it real quick here and see. I don't understand.
And you don't have it muted, right?
No, like I literally you can see I have this at the highest.
Okay. But I mean, the button, like the mute button isn't on.
No. The mute button isn't on. And I don't have this problem with other stuff. This is really weird.
It's very peculiar. And it does play. I mean, I played it just a few minutes ago.
I mean, I'm listening to it.
You're hearing it.
I'm hearing it. Can anyone else hear this? crap. Because you can't pull it up on your system. I should have tested this beforehand.
I actually should be able to. I don't see why I can't.
I mean, if you present it, maybe that will work.
Let me see.
But while we're talking about it, since we can't see, because this is actually what I am gonna mute it so I can just hear you.
Mm-hmm.
I love this. So what did you do? Okay, all right, here's my big question. Are you using OBL or OBS to do this?
So I'm using OBS. But yes, it gives you a freedom to kind of like construct
change
these
scenes. Yeah,
really change scene. Like it's literally an entire broadcasting studio, right? So you can do that. You can throw like, you'll see like stickers and stuff popping up. It just gives it, more of a visual, appealing touch. Let me just let me see how this is real quick. Let me
Super Saiyan. So yeah, he's been doing it.
I'm here.
When Marvel Cat. You're hearing or you're not hearing it?
I'm hearing it.
Okay, that's
but
a good start.
I gotta make sure, obviously, that you guys can hear it.
Yeah, you can present it. Hopefully on Chrome. We're waiting so we can hear a little bit from Nikki, who's going to be on the show, which is supported by VeVe. And of course, while we're waiting, we still have this anime. Maybe we should do the giveaway real quick, and then while you're setting this up. Has everyone entered who wants to enter #anime? Everyone, let's go do this. Remember, if you won in the last 30 days, you're not going to win. And Majin, if you get picked, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, good to see you, Mike Collectibles. All right, we're going to go do this. Don't leave yet, because if you leave, and I just saw some people leave, you're not going to get this. All right, let's go ahead and do the giveaway real quick. And here we go. Good luck, everyone. Well, good luck in a second.
I have to share my screen, right?
Yeah, you'll have to share your screen. All right, so we're doing the giveaway here. Who is going to win? Especially since we got My Collectibles, we'll see it. Who is it going to be? It's going to be somebody. Shakester, didn't you? He just won something from somebody else. That doesn't discount you. Shakester, you have not won in the last 30 days with me, correct? I don't think he has.
Snap. Shakester actually just won.
He did. It was yours.
Yeah, yesterday.
I knew it.
I had like an impromptu thing where if you just, it was only for 24 hours.
Yeah, I did it, but I didn't win. I hate you. How come like everyone wins? Oh, Millie won one of mine.
And Millie actually won the giveaway for that show, for the meet and greet show in the Discord.
Oh my Lord. I hate everyone. All right, I think you're good to go. Shankster, okay. Just tell us you're here. That's the only rule now. Is you have to be here. Where are you? Yes, congrats on that. Shankster, please tell me you won. Please tell me you're here. I don't want to have to give it to Majin because he does not deserve it. He won, what, 15,000 times in the last week and a half. I'm not that lucky. I'm just not that lucky, but he might not be here. Shankster, come on, man. I've known you for a while. Where are you? I feel like he's going to get screwed here. I mean, he's got some time. I like to give a little bit of space here. Do you know how to share your screen, by the way, while we wait?
Okay, let me do that. It's going to pop up with this first.
I won't pull it up until you tell me it's ready. 15 minutes, and Kryptoni's going to do another cabbage. Oh, he's there. All right, Shankster, can you contact My Collectibles? He might still be in chat. He might not be.
All right, share the entire screen, right? Because that's how the
if you can't,
through, right? Yeah.
If you can you do Chrome? If you can do Chrome, that's better than you don't have to.
But I think when you do Chrome tab, it doesn't it not share audio?
It does, but you have to go in and do something. So if you haven't done that, it might not work. He's here. Yeah, Shankster, you're good to go. Okay. Just make sure it looks good. You're not sharing any
yeah, I closed all my DMs. We're good. We're good.
You're good. All right. All right. There you go. There you go. He shut it all down. Shankster, go ahead and contact My Collectibles. And all right. Is it good to pull up?
Yes. And then we'll do a sound check to see, obviously, if you can hear everything.
Oh, I got to take my stuff up. All right. Congrats on that. Let's go pull you up. And wait, there we go. It took a second. All right. Let's do a sound check.
Oh, man. I put a lot.
Much better. I mean, I can hear it. I could hear it. Can everyone in chat hear it?
Of course.
I'll also do a direct
Okay.
translation, like through Google Translate.
Let me.
And
Sounds
Can they
good
hear
to
it in
me.
the chat?
kind of work it all
Yeah,
out.
chat, please let us know if you can hear this, because he wants to kind of introduce Nikki, and I followed her, and hopefully everyone else will follow her. I don't have her information. Maybe you can put that into chat.
Yeah, I'll put her YouTube thing after this.
Okay,
But
cool.
That comes from. Oh, I'm sorry. No, my bad.
Yeah, I was just very interested to know.
Chat can hear it. We're good.
I can hear it. Can everyone else hear it?
Getting those
They're very quiet today. It's low. It is a little low, but I can hear it.
Doing it,
but I can make it
like Google Translate if needed to make it flow better for your songs. I think it's
because I'm at like 60%.
The amount of dedication that you have to your craft.
Oh man, I put a lot of work into my lyrics. So
I think that's good.
Can I talk about this, or is this going to be
Of course. No. This is perfect.
Okay. So basically, what I do is I always try to do a translation that has the Romanji, which is the written out Japanese using English characters, and the translation together, so I can see how each phrase ends. So if a certain phrase ends in an oo, and the next one ends in an o, and the one follows after ends in an oo, I know that I have to rhyme the first line. The second line doesn't have to rhyme. The third line should probably rhyme. And I try to stick with the same rhyming scheme so that the song flows similarly to how the original does. So it takes a lot of work, because it also has to do with a lot of use of synonyms and rewording the sentences so that way everything still matches. And I try to rhyme where it should rhyme. And sometimes I even have to end the words on a similar vowel that the Japanese does, because if you're singing the song, and this happens to me a lot, where I'll write the lyrics and they sound really good, and then I'll start recording and I'll be like, oh wait, this word doesn't sound good at all. I have to go back and change how the vowel ends. And a lot of the times I'll usually pick a vowel that is the same as the Japanese, and then the flow ends up so much better, because I want these songs to be as catchy as they are in Japanese, if that makes sense.
Got it.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And also, I mean, that's a credit to you even as a songwriter, right? Like, and outside of even the translations, I mean, you've written your own songs before too, just as a writer yourself, correct?
Yes, I just actually was commissioned not too long ago. There is an independent animation out right now that's called Pieces of Powder. They have about 100,000 subs, and they're self-funded. And the creator came to me, and I wrote the lyrics to their ending theme. The song's called Shades of Grey. And I also I was in a band for a little while, so I wrote lyrics there. So I know how to write lyrics as well. So it all kind of comes together.
Got it. So okay, so I did want to touch on this. I wanted to touch on this, and especially going down, I guess, walk down memory lane, right? Going back to as far as when we had first met, and the aspect of me hearing you do a song, and I'm like, this is so Disney. So the song that the first song I think I heard you do was an original song called "Pocket Full of Rainbows."
Right,
and
you loved that song.
I did. I still do. And that was, a song that you had done with your partner at the time, who is a YouTuber that goes by the name of Lily Pichu. Can you tell us a little bit about that relationship, that friendship, how that affected your music journey?
So I basically got started on YouTube with Lily Pichu. She was a pianist, and I wrote the lyrics. And we did original songs, and we also did covers, and that's what we started posting. So if you go way back in time on my YouTube channel, you'll see a bunch of piano and vocal covers that are filmed with a regular camera, and piano and vocal English covers of anime songs. And that's how we got started. We got our first 1,000 subs or something by doing that together. And she and I go way back. I've known her since middle school, and we started doing music middle of our senior year. We just were like, hey, you know what? Let's try to do some music together, and then we kept going through about college.
Okay, and that's when I met you guys
Yes,
during
that's right.
college, and
Hmm.
you know, you had that song, and then you were doing also like the covers, and No Thank You was one of the songs
You
that
had met her at school?
first
Yes,
heard you
we
guys
did. We
perform.
did that for
Hold
the
on, let me pause it real quick. Yes, I met Nikki in college. We went to college together. Nikki and Lily Pichu. We went to school
Oh
together.
wow, okay.
So
What a nice
yeah,
connection for all of you, right? They kind of
yeah,
worked out
yeah,
nicely.
yeah. So yeah, they were. Hold on, let me go back to back to the thing. I can pause here and wait. Where's the thing? Okay.
I
Here
was
we. How
gonna
do I
pull you
stop
up.
sharing this?
I do it.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, you know, I met both of them. They were pretty much a tag team. They were kind of, for anyone that knows Sharky and Kermish, kind of like that. Like, you know, they're growing up together, and they were
Right.
doing a lot of you know, anime covers together and stuff like that. And for years, and amazing duo. Lily would, you know, play the piano, and she would be the vocals behind it, and you know, at some point, Lily's channel kind of just took off, and you know, she moved out to Cali, and she's
Because
been
she's got
doing
how many
big
followers?
things. Lily Pichu,
Yeah.
over 3 million.
Jeez.
Yeah, she does. She has, and she just started a new show with Pokimane, who's a pretty big Twitch streamer, and
It's
yeah,
crazy.
you know, she's been doing like a lot, you know, and so it's cool, kind of like seeing someone that you know just take off like that. And I mean, you know, Nikki is also very talented, you know, and you know, she's had, you know, following for years now, and you know, doing amazing covers, amazing jobs. Like, you know, like she was saying, you know, she just got commissioned for a for to sing what to write the lyrics to this ending anime.
That's
So yeah, she's
crazy.
just been grinding. It's just,
That's so
you know what
awesome.
yeah, you know what it is? It's, you know, when it comes to creating music, hold on, I write a song before I hire AI. Mimic it can't create from the heart. I'm just reading what Kryptoni said real quick. Only
Oh
a
yeah,
real
yeah.
heart can talk to another real heart. I agree. I fully agree. Um, but yeah, so with Nikki, you know, with creating music, especially, you know, with the covers, because and I'll go, she explains it later too, but all of the covers that she does, she she gets licensing deals for them, which means she also goes and gets bands to perform them. You know, it's not just ripping the the performance from a track. Like, she actually will
Wow.
commission bands to you know, to do covers of these songs. So it's very time consuming. It takes a lot, the mixing, everything. And you know, this is kind of like a way also where she can create more consistent content and be more engaging with her fans, but still, like, obviously, you know, put out her covers and things like that, but just to add, you know, more stuff on a more, you know, on a more reasonable basis to, you know, have more of a consistency.
Are you gonna be making a song together?
We've made multiple songs together. Yeah, we've made multiple songs together. The intro to the show, which will play during the first episode, is a song that we've
Oh,
done together. But
in the
yes, I've
past
worked.
or just now? Like, was it something you did
Yeah,
in the
that was
past,
a
or you
song that
just
we did
did?
in the past. That was a
Oh,
song we did in the
cool.
past. But we've done multiple things. I've been like a musician that she's used to make piano accompaniments to her songs. I've played drums on her songs, and
Wow.
yeah, you know.
I
So
really want to
we've
hear
been
you play the
working together for a
drums,
while.
dude. I really, I took out my electric drums. They've been off to the side, and I took them out the other
Mhm.
day, and I realized how much I sucked. But it's so much fun. But like, I've like in my mind, because I know you did piano, you went to school for music, so I bet you're freaking good. I mean, I had
Mhm.
one kid from my high school. He went to Juilliard, and he plays the drums. He ended up working for the Blue Man Group in Vegas.
I was taught
And
by someone that teaches at Juilliard.
really,
Yeah.
I'd say that's pretty top. That's pretty top right there. That's pretty cool. Like, and then of course, yeah, you've played at Carnegie,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's, I mean, you don't get there unless you're good, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
hey, I never experienced this. Is actually, and I've Kryptoni and I, and just through chat and everything, have talked about this.
Yeah, I was
But
reading that.
yeah.
I fully agree. I fully agree.
AR has AI OBL has no heart. OBS, I mean, AI has no heart. And even if, like, again, for somebody like me, it's just a tool to get around having to worry about copyright stuff. I can pretend like I'm creative and I can tweak it out to something that I want, but it wasn't my own creativity, or at least it was 90% not my own. Or even if it's just a little bit of my creativity, I couldn't have done it without AI, right? And if you can't do it without AI, then you can't do it. That's how I feel about it, you know.
Yeah.
And I do think it kind of hurts the industry, because you could write a good song and then you need a drummer, or maybe you be the drummer and you need a guitarist, or you need a piano player, and you have to work together. Whereas AI can just put a piece of crap together quickly, and maybe it sounds okay, but the heart isn't there. And that really, people will pick up on that. People will pick up if in the end it's all AI and there's an AI band that ends up doing well. They can't say hi to you in the audience. They can't speak to you. You will know that there's no feeling behind that. So I think it's important. You know, AI has its place, but it's not to win a Grammy. I certainly hope not. By the way,
I mean,
couple
I
minutes.
don't know. Who knows? Who knows at this point?
I hope not. People get pissed. No, they won't do it. By the way, Kryptoni's going to be dropping another $1 Moonflower. Just real quick, let me show them what that looks like. That is this Yasuke Moonflower. You'll be part of the Cabbage Club if you get one. Master Roni got one, but I think he's going to sell it. We already gave this away, everyone. It is over, and a cheater won today, Shankster. I'm just kidding, but he does win a lot too. It just, I think what it is these people who win just are on everything, and they win. You know, Raven does it too. They're just there. They're committed to winning.
Hey, being consistent and being on top of it, there's rewards for that, right? There's rewards for, you know, kind of like being on top of what's going on, or being tapped in. So, and I think even with the with Shankster, the thing that he won yesterday, I think he was one of the first, if not the first people, one of the first people to actually, you know, enter in. And there was only about 6 entries.
Yeah, I saw you.
So I mean, you had very good odds. So yeah, I mean, there's rewards that come from being tapped in.
I entered. I was like, I've got good odds, and just like always, I don't win. So it is how it is. Some people just don't have good luck. Or whatever had happened to Bruin Tucson. Come on, man. He was here yesterday. He's a little bored. He's a little bored with these drops. Trust me, he'll be back for Star Wars. So okay, I want to get more into anime, but I also want to do my segment Blow Me. What, do you think you're ready for that?
This sounds wild. I don't know if I'm. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for this.
There
but
really
I mean,
won't be that much pressure. I mean, this is going to be a lot, and it's also for chat. We did this once, and I think it went well. I think I was talking to Big A about it. Got to work on the speed. The idea was to show relics and then explain them a little bit. It's good. So let's do this, and then we'll get back to the anime. Everyone, if you know what we're talking about here, you can let them know in chat.
I have no clue.
He has no clue what's going on here. Let's go ahead and play my intro song to Blow Me. We're gonna get the party started.
Lord.
Here we
not that
go.
type of party. Oh my.
No, not that type of party. Okay, here we go.
No Diddy.
No, no. I'm not even gonna go there. All right, here we go. Here we go, everyone. Blow me.
Blow me. Wow. Back to the days of neon and tubes, cassette dreams and joystick moves. If you don't know, you're too damn new. It's time to blow me, dude. Blow.
Yo,
right.
You know the craziest thing about that? I'm listening to this song, and then Tuxin in the chat says lockjaw over retail. Oh my God.
I know, I'm so upset. I figured. Oh, Vibes won. Congrats on. Of course he won. He won last time. He won a stormtrooper. So good job on that. Congrats and welcome to the club. Absolutely. Congrats on that. All right. So what the F is this? What is this? And let us know in chat, but maybe don't put it in right away. Do you know what a Trapper Keeper is? Have you ever heard of a Trapper Keeper?
Is that like from like, it looks like something from like a roller rink. Is that like a brand of skates?
Oh wow, I love this show.
What?
This is gonna do so well, everyone.
It looks very or bowling. It looks like bowling shoes too. Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
it's what you keep your bowling balls in. It's like a brand of bag for bowling balls.
All
that it?
right. So it is not. Let's go take a look at what a trapper keeper is. Here you go, everyone. Trapper, you can't read. I'll read this to you. It featured a Velcro strap flap that closed over
like a
the
folder.
front. Yeah, keeping everything.
Why does it look like that?
Because we want. So they even had like, this is 80s, right? Like I remember as a kid, you had to have a trapper keeper, so you don't lose all the stuff inside. It has like inside. It has sections and papers. It's made by Mead, and I don't think they sell it anymore. But man, it was. I mean, this is what they look like. And sometimes they'd have like characters, like real stuff, and then they had this wild like 80s crap.
Okay. So I mean, I've seen folders at Staples before. Right. They didn't look like that, but I mean, they still sell folders.
Yeah, but these
binders like
yeah. Yeah. I had one of those, a horse on front. Yeah. So they had like actual, like, I don't know if they had Star Wars, but they had stuff like that. So it was exciting. You kind of showed your, who you were. So that is a trapper keeper. But
actually, do they still sell binders?
Yeah, they still have binders. Yeah, they have they'll have some paper.
But do they still use binders in school?
I think so. Because of the like the Chromebooks and stuff they get. Yeah, I think they still. Even my son, I bought him some stuff, but more individual. It was just a way back then to kind of show off, and who had the coolest trapper keeper.
That was a flex.
It was a flex. That's how lame we were.
Oh snap!
Yeah, we were lame in the 80s. All right, so this next one is crazy. All right, you ready? Here we go. This is nuts. What the F is this?
It's like darts, right?
Yeah, but do you know what it's called?
Darts? It's not like there's another name for darts?
Well, there is for the game. Does anyone lawn darts? Sure. Does anyone remember what this was called? Trapper Keeper, where a must have a folder for all your folders. Exactly. Lawn darts.
It's a folder for your folders.
It's pretty much that's what it was. Okay.
Shout out Atomic for hitting level 100 too. Just the other.
Yes. Wait, did I know that? I think I didn't. I think I tweeted it out. Congrats on that. All right. Look at that. We've got a winner here. They are Jarts. So let's go ahead and take a look. Jarts. Okay, here we go. Because nothing says safe family fun like a game with sharp darts. So this is literally crazy. These things are 12 inches long. They're banned. You cannot, if you go on eBay, this is what will happen. If you use this, you're going to poke
people are getting hit in the eye with it.
Oh yeah. This is the most dangerous. Imagine a 12-inch dart that you throw up and you try to get it into one of these hoops, right? And people were getting injured. This is an older game, and in 1986 they banned it. So Jarts, it was absolutely just the craziest.
Imagine like kids playing it, throwing it up, and then running like, "Mom, I got hit in the eye with a dart."
Right. So I think they redid it, and it's like some plastic piece of crap. But like going through, I couldn't believe this. I found a picture of my wife when she was in school. Here, let me just pull this.
They sharpened them.
What the heck? I don't know. Yeah, probably did. Here you go. Here's a picture of my wife when she was just a little girl. She went to the school for future killers. You can see right there. They trained him in Jarts right there. This poor kid got killed. He's not living it. There she is right there. That's
crazy.
School for future killers.
It was dangerous.
Yeah, Jarts are just nuts. I don't know why they did it. All right, so here's the next one. You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Let's go.
What the F is this? I'm gonna start closing down windows so my stuff.
Isn't that it's a boombox?
No. Where the arrow is. No, you gotta look at the arrow. But you were right about the boombox.
A watch?
Yes, it is a watch. It's a watch, but what kind of watch? Let's get a little closer. Does anyone? Yeah, we got the answer right there. Look,
I don't know.
Everyone shows how old AF they are if they know it. So you don't know what.
A Patek Philippe?
No. This is even better, everyone. This is before your time. This is called a Swatch watch. A Swatch watch.
What is
Swatch watch was Switzerland's comeback, cool, creative, and accessible turning watches into fashion. Marketing was smart, targeting young people, not luxury buyers. And mostly at that time, they had a lot of crappy, just junk, right? Like junk watches.
Do they
And
like
so
make calls or something? Like was
they
it
don't make
like the
calls.
first call? Oh.
No, they don't. They don't. They were just watches. They were just plastic. Like these were super. Like if you grew up, you had one. And in the 90s, they actually. I should have brought my watches down. I used to collect watches. I have some of these, but I have ones that were beepers. They actually made beeper swatch watches that were just
So
like
they
this.
Beep like you, so you could receive like I guess
Like a beep.
pages, right?
Yeah,
like
you could
like,
get pages. Yeah.
So it had okay, so it had a level of like communication with it, right?
But not
like,
these,
like
not these, not these. These were just
Oh, they
plastic
didn't.
pieces of crap. Yeah, these didn't.
Who
They just
chose
later
these?
in the night.
Also, who chose these colors? Why do they? What outfits were you guys wearing with this?
80s. It was bad. It was absolutely. It was horrible. We did. Yeah, I don't know. I do a lot of auctions of Rust Belt states. Lots of jarts there. Yeah, you can't. But you can't sell the jarts on eBay because I was looking. Fat Boys commercial. The hands on the swatch are all persistent because the swatch is water and scratch resistant. Swatch them. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's so cool. My favorite watch was the infamous calculator watch. Yes. God, Kryptoni, I'm going to do a day where I pull out my watches. I've got some really cool watches. There used to be an Armatron watch that was a calculator, a piano, and had a little game on it. Loved it.
How
But
do you
anyway,
have
so
a
there's
piano on a what?
because it's just like you hit the buttons and just go ding, 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 whatever. It's crap. Just like these Swatch watches, but they were at least made in Switzerland. So there's the Swatch watches. All right, here we talked about this last time, I think, with Magic. Here we go. Let's check this out. What the F is this? He's not going to get it. I don't know if anyone in here is going to get it. Maybe you'll get it. Does anyone?
It looks like a record player, but there's not a thing for you to put records in. I don't know. Is it like a tape deck or something?
Like a cassette? Oh, Tucson saying it's the best VCR. It actually
that's a VCR.
It's not a VCR, but it's damn close to a VCR. You want me to? I don't. Does anyone?
Which one call it? Like I'm gonna say record player, but for tapes. Like that was what I'm gonna say is because that was the thing, right? So you have record players and you had cassette tapes, right?
Right.
So I would say in the transition between record players and cassette tapes, they still kept the same aesthetic that you would have for a record player. So this is probably a very, very early cassette player thingy.
Well, let's go check it out. And Tucson, you are incorrect. This is a Betamax. We were talking about this. Look, first of all, look at this. I found this. This is what
Isn't that like from the Pixar movie?
Did they have this in here? This is what a cassette.
No, like they
had the Betamax.
No,
Betamax. No. This is when Sony, because Tucson's right. Sony came up with the technology, and then other people made it. But this is when the war between VCRs and Betamax, and so Betamax, the cassette, the tapes were smaller and higher quality, but it did not take on. It took on for like media and news stations, and when they used to walk around with the big cameras. Those were the tapes they used to use until they had digital. Yeah, it is Betamax, Tucson.
I really feel maybe I need to ask Magic about this, but I feel like there's a character in Big Hero 6 or My Hero 6 or whatever it's called. And that's the character's name, the big white fluffy thing.
I think you're right. It is Betamax. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Magic is gonna kill me, but you know what? It is. I'm sticking with it. It is. It's Betamax.
It's Betamax. First with Betamax answer, it was like Blu-ray versus HD DVD. Absolutely. There you go. All right,
I remember Blu-ray versus HD DVD.
Then now this one you're not going to get. I don't know in chat. My wife got it. Okay, you ready for the next one? Here we go.
I'm ready. Let's go.
What the F is this? What the F is this?
I don't even know what I'm looking at. Is that like it looks like a railing for like a skate park, but I take it this is tiny. This isn't like something that's big.
Think
and
of
then
it
the side
like
of it looks like a flash drive.
Man, I hate my life. That's how old I am. Who knows what it is?
Is it like a computer chip or something? Something you put in a computer?
Look at this. We've got the answers. Kryptoni said laser disc. Kryptoni, you know this is not a laser disc. I see the answer in chat. Let's just go ahead and reveal it. You're going to be blown away. It's a vintage credit card machine. I think it's called like an address address so something. I don't know. Anyways, so back in the day before we had all this electronic, or you could just like touch your credit card.
How long have credit cards been around?
You did not ask that.
I thought it was. I mean, isn't it relatively like newish?
Okay. Okay, hold on a second. This is the only way I can. All right, you just proved I'm oldish AF. But credit cards are oldish AF too. They've been around for forever.
Really?
Oh yeah, 56 Diners Club. All some of the first. Yeah, there you go. Look, Tucson was right with me on that.
I thought that they were newish and everyone just used cash before.
No. So what would happen? You'd go to the store, all right, and they would take the credit card here, and then they would put it in here, and they put one of these pieces of paper in there in this little square area, and they'd slide it across, and it had all your information. Then they'd fill it out, and you'd sign it up. But if they didn't trust you, there's a phone number they could call to make it's not like now where you slide it or the tap where you can just tap it. It was crazy, the shit we had to deal with. And I had a retail business in the 2000s, and we actually still had one of these in case there was an emergency, power went out or something like that. I don't know if they still would have them, but man, is that crazy? Look at that.
That's interesting. And you know what? I mean, looking back, I do always, I guess, remember credit cards being around, but I always thought that they were like, I guess, on the newer side. I didn't think that they were like
yeah,
old.
they're definitely new. I know Free knows what it up. By the way, Free, good to see you. Thank you for your military here. Hopefully you're having fun. Hey, y'all, I knew exactly what that
or had machines that looked like flash drives.
Of course you did. You're used to have to use one of those when I worked at Truck Stop Fuel Desk. Yeah, and I had them at my retail business. It was crazy. And now, of course, we've got that cube, the cube where you slide it on your tablet. And that, of course, was he's from St. Louis, the guy from Twitter, the original Twitter guy. That's his company with another guy here. LOL. Oh, restaurants still use when their systems crash. Okay, there you go. Carbon copies. Yeah, we should talk about that. You've heard people say carbon copy, or you're on emails where it says CC. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, that's what that means.
That's carbon copy. So that even goes before me. So they used to just have paper, and you would write on it and would make a copy of what you did, right?
Yeah, I've seen that before, but I never knew that CC stood for carbon copy. You know what? I never actually even thought about what CC stands for. I just was CC people.
You just knew, like, I'm going to CC you, right? So there, you learn something new every day. We all got immune from any diseases because we all drank from the water hoses, kids. Exactly. And licked the doorknobs and touched them with our hand. All right. So I think, are we okay? Now this one. This is the last one. This is the last one. This really shows you how lame we were. All right, here we go. What the F are these? Let's see if anyone in chat knows. This will be kind of funny to see if anyone knows. Now I can click all
dream catchers. Is that like
not dream catchers? That's interesting response.
Beads? I don't know.
Well, they are beads. They are beads. Does anyone in chat know that, like, this infection's waiting to happen? Exactly. Great segment. Hey, thanks, Tom. Yeah, I'm going to be doing this, and it'll be getting better. And Big A gave me some good ideas.
That's funny. I thought the same thing, too. When I think of CC, I think of closed caption.
Closed caption. Punk rock. Imagine having to stay in the car while our parents chain smoke cigarettes. Exactly. Now they can just vaporize it. All right, so you don't know what these are. Let's go ahead and take a look at what
they look like beads and paper and safety pins.
Friendship beads. That's what these were in the 1980s. Were a huge part of youth culture.
You're rugging.
Beads and little spinny. Oh, am I rugging? Can you hear me?
Can
you still hear me?
You're back now.
I'm back. Okay.
Someone
I've been trying
said
to close
pins.
windows.
But like this seems like a lot of stuff to hold on to. Like you have to hold on to all of these stuff. Like what if you lose it? I mean, these are very losable.
They are. So what you did is you pin these on your shoelaces.
What?
Now, some people would have bracelets and stuff. These friendship beads, it was really big. The girls did it. Like the guys didn't really do it.
But it's
I
a
remember
bead
girls.
with safety pins.
Right. And there's nothing more
Okay.
safe than having a child with a safety pin
Running around.
Around with them. Yeah, you'd see girls with like 50 of these on their shoelaces.
Wow.
Oh, okay. So Free's never seen this. It was an 80s thing.
Me either.
Wow, nobody. Okay. This is to everyone.
I
in
mean, but
chat.
the 80s was like a long time ago. Like it's
All right. This is for everyone because nobody knew it.
most of my 80s knowledge comes from Stranger Things. Just saying.
Yes, I understand. In fact, I was looking at some stuff from Stranger Things to kind of get some ideas. There, he knew. So wait, this is interesting because Denny OC is from Canada. So they were doing this in North America. It wasn't just here in the US. They were doing girls put them on their laces. So that's exactly right. So those are friendship beads, and that is Blow Me. So yeah. So what did you think? You like that? You like that little segment there? Or did it make
I'm not gonna use the words I liked it, but I'm gonna say that it was very informative. It was very informative.
There you go. There you go. Well, that's a start. That's a start.
Very
as long as you didn't feel uncomfortable. Yeah, girls would give them to guys, and guys would put them on their backpacks. There you go. My kids were born in the 80s, but they grew up mainly in the 90s. So he missed it. I like his picture there. Kind of works for what he just said. Yeah, no, that was one of the dumb things that we had.
I remember the 90s.
I'll do some 90s stuff. On the last show, I showed a 2400 baud modem, and people were like, "Is that a police scanner?" Yeah, 2400 baud modem. I think I erased
What is that?
So back in the, you know how now we've got like fiber. Do you have fiber internet? I don't know if you have fiber.
Yeah, I got Fios.
Internet.
I got
Yes.
Fios.
Okay, so you do. Okay. So this thing was so slow. So the example was it took 3.5 hours to download a 3 megabit song. We're now with fiber at 1 gigabit per gigabit. Fuck, I can't even say gigabyte per second. And it would take 0.03 seconds on the new one. So it took forever. And that's how we dialed into like these bulletin boards. And then you could download like games.
I remember
an hour, something like that.
Yeah, I remember dial up. I remember like that. I remember
it's even worse. It is dial up. But like DSL was like 1,000 times faster. It was horrible.
Really,
yeah, it's horrible.
I thought dial-up was like the beginning. I thought that was the beginning of the internet.
Well, it was, and I think it went down to 300 baud, which was really slow, like a crawl where you had a phone that you just to hook up to it. But yeah, it basically dial-up got faster and faster. But once we got cable internet, that was really the fastest, and now we've got fiber, which is the fastest. So yeah, nuts.
Well, and also satellite now, which is faster, right?
Yes, I wouldn't say it's faster. It is definitely more. It's consistent. You can be anywhere and get it, right? Like that's the key with Starlink. You can be anywhere. Because I'm actually thinking about getting Starlink because I like double redundancy, and right now I basically just have 2 Spectrum.
I think it's
account. So that's that's not really double redundancy, but that does allow me,
Yeah, I think it's good for streaming too, because that was one thing that I was looking at the upload speed, which is
getting
for streaming. Are you back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm back. Do you see?
You're better now. You're better now.
Yeah, I tried I closed some windows too. That will help.
Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. What does this say? Wait, what? Intercourse when I'm alive back then. Wait, I'm confused. I feel like I'm dirty. I feel like I've just said something dirty.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means either. Tony, you're gonna have to explain.
They had. Did you ever see? Was it War Games? A Big A was talking about this back in the 80s.
Yeah,
but they used a dial-up modem. That was in '83. Am I rugging? Fuck.
Yeah,
hold on. I'm going to reset my side.
Okay.
I'm going to reset my side. You keep talking. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. All right. Or actually, do you want me to do another clip while you do that?
Yeah. Let's do that. Let me do that.
Okay.
Let me add you to the stage. Are you ready to add?
Yes, I think we are good to go. Let me know when you're ready for me to play, and let me know if you can hear it.
Okay, yeah, you go first, and then I'll work on my end.
All right.
The rock ensemble. That
Mm-hmm.
was fun.
You're
All right,
getting it right.
I'm gonna reset my
Going
end.
through that, right?
All right, I'll be back in a second.
And obviously, like your channel has grown since then, even since I've known you in college. How has that been for you as far as like just managing the growth, even just putting out content?
How has it been? It's not easy, but
Hmm.
if I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it.
Understood.
Basically,
Understood.
yeah. It's
And,
not like
mhm.
it's not like an easy thing to do. I think a lot of people think it's easy to just. I mean, it can be if you don't want to put a lot of effort into it. You could
Mhm.
just record your vocals on Audacity with a stripped what is it, like a stripped instrumental where they just take the vocals off and you could post it, and that's
Yeah.
totally fine. You could totally do that, but I want to get my music out to more people, so I have to put it on places like Apple Music and Spotify, and for that I have to get original instrumentals, and I have to get licensing and all these other things that have to go into it, and it's a big process and it
Mhm.
takes a lot of work to do it, and it's not easy, but it's fun, and I do love doing it. So
And actually, that was one thing I wanted to touch on too, right? So, you mentioned as far as the process in putting together your material, right? And I know because I've worked with you before, right? And I've been a musician on some of your projects before,
hmm
and that stands out. That's always stood out to me. Not only are you singing these covers, but you're actually getting bands and musicians to play out these versions, so that way
oh
you
yeah.
have your own original style or original version of that. what is
hmm
what is the process for that? Like, I would assume that that's pretty time consuming, right? Like, or even just knowing how much it takes just to create music on a whole, right? You're talking
yeah,
about.
it
Hmm.
it can be. So luckily, I don't know if this is lucky, but I'm a kind of a stickler for always working with the same people.
Hmm.
So um, there's so I'm gonna shout out a couple people. Jay Trigger is a guitarist, and I use him all the time for more rock like instrumentals. I go to him and I'm like, I really like this song. If it's not really your style, put a little guitar in it. I don't care. I just want to sing it. And I give him a couple weeks, and not even. Sometimes he comes back in a week or a week and a half, and I have this amazing instrumental, all the stems ready to go, and it's incredible. I also use Crymon, who can do pretty much exact instrumentals. He's pretty great too. And I have to shout out my mixer and my masterer, Nara, who I've been working with for like 5 years now, who does all of my mixes for every single one of my songs. And I could not do it without her, because she's the one that puts the effects in there, that she's the one that fine tunes everything. She is my superstar.
Got it. Got it. Informant, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, I got you. But yeah, and that was another thing that's cool too, especially when it comes to music and networking, because a lot of these people she like found throughout her journey of just making content. I know her mixer ended up being was like a fan, and then they connected. So it's cool, like always connecting and working with people, kind of like what we're doing right now, like connecting,
Exactly.
working together. So
Connecting, working, learning about old relics from my past. I mean,
exactly.
which you did not like this. I will have, so the idea, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to like have it more segmented. I'll be like, the most dangerous stuff from my past, kind of like those jarts and, and funnier segments like that. But, maybe
Things that
I'll,
can kill you from the 80s.
from the 80s. That's right. There were lots of things like that. There were like, we definitely were the test children for everything, including Ritalin. But we tested everything, and
Oh Lord.
sometimes we died, sometimes we swallowed the stuff, and some of the stuff is just crazy what they got through. And my dad did a lot of work with the organization for product safety. So there's a lot of stuff that has saved kids over the years where, for us, it was just like, screw it. Let's just give them a 12-inch dart. That sounds safe. Why not? Right?
Oh man.
I didn't know we survived. I didn't know how we survived. Yes. My collectibles, we're basically the same age. Didn't
y'all have like lead too? Like lead and everything?
Well, like the paint, I think 1974 is when they stopped lead paint, but
okay.
Every home now, my parents built a home in 79, so we didn't have to worry about that. But like even today, to this day, if you get anything made before 74, there's lead paint in the house. So, it's not good. Yeah. So, because every kid likes to lick paint. But like if you cover it with paint and then it chips off, and a stupid kid puts it in their mouth, that's not good. That's
yeah.
Many did not survive, but my collectibles and I did survive.
It's like Hunger Games.
It really was. I mean, I survived. Maybe I got a little or maybe a lot of brain damage, but I'm still here. Lead and gas too. That's right. We did have lead and gas. The merry-go-round was a proving ground for how tough you were. Have you ever been? You've been on a merry-go-round, haven't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But see, on the ones we had, they were rusted and had sharp objects like poking out. Oh yeah, dude. You think they put it in the 50s and then it was still there? 30 years later. I mean, I had tetanus for breakfast every time I left the house. So yeah, lead was in gas. That's right. That's why we have unleaded now, right? Lead and gas for sure is delicious. I'm a few years behind you guys, but it's still rough in the 80s. What's up, Ronnie Lido? Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. Everyone is tough. Musicians always think they're so tough. I cannot wait until Tucson meet, because that's really Tucson right there, Luigi. But Luigi. Until he meets Kryptoni and you.
There's a lot of stuff that goes into creating music. It really is.
Yeah, you would make some great songs on our old merry-go-rounds. I promise you. Yeah, like just dangerous stuff all over them.
Mm-hmm.
The slides, the metal. Like now, you kids have these like the plastic slides. No, we had the metal ones, and when it was 100 degrees outside, you could cook an egg on them, but we'd still slide down them because it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
I saw something on the timeline. They were like, one slide will burn you to death, and the other side will shock you to death with static electricity. That those like tubes, those.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, sealed our cuts. Well, yeah, and like people will mess with those slides and just like create a nice little obstruction in the metal, and then of course you go down it and you slice your leg open or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Was up, Ronnie? Yeah, it was a great time. By the way, everyone, hit that like button if you haven't hit it yet. Holy cow, we're doing bad here. We at least hit 20. I guess that's okay. It was crazy. By the way, I saw that Free had talked about Pong. Sorry, not ping pong. Do you know the game Pong? Have you ever heard of it?
Like, yeah, I've heard of Pong. Like where you use the ball that you use like for beer pong, but then you like use the paddle like Pong.
Well, no,
right?
That's another Pong. But there was a video game in the 70s called Pong. Do you know what that was?
Oh, yeah. It was like the thing with like there was a little dot, and then you kind of like just have the
paddles,
dot hit other dots.
You had paddles.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, you'd have the paddles, and
I never played it, but like I've seen it. I feel like they've made multiple different variations of that over the years.
They brought it back. Let me see. It's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the original games, and they actually had it by itself. This is what it looked like. Let's see if I can get this full screen here. Man, like our game, we really lived the life back then. This is the crap. This was it. And you'd have like a paddle, and that's it. Like, what the F were we? I mean, we were so bored. We're like, okay, 2 lines and a circle. That would be a fun game. But it actually was a fun game.
It's like virtual air hockey.
Yes, it is. And I guess I was too young to be playing beer games with it, but I guess we could have. But pong. Like, yeah, I was just seeing if there's anything else on it. But this Atari ended up bringing it home, but like they'd be in bars and stuff like that. And yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, I never played Atari before. the first video game system I ever played was the SNES, the SNES, Super Nintendo. So that was my
the
first video
Super
game system I ever
Nintendo.
played. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so did you see in my little? This is what
I have played a Nintendo though on the virtual console. Yeah, well, like someone, like my dad had one. So so it was like one of like
me. I hate my life.
It was like the relic like system. So like I've played it, and then they have the virtual like consoles now, right? So like the Switch has Nintendo games on like the classic Nintendo.
Yeah, you can like go back and play. So here, I'll pull this up because this was something I did earlier. So right here, we talked about this, I think, with Magic, but this is the Nintendo cartridge, and of course she's blowing in the wrong place. But down here, you would blow. You would blow into there to kind of blow dust out, but that's not really what was happening.
Which I rember that.
That. Everyone did it.
Huge cartridges. I remember playing Duck Hunt. I remember playing like the original Mario.
Exactly.
Actually, let me not sing that because that make it. But that Double Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. So
there's so many good
remember
themes.
playing those games, but it was like a retro console by the time I was. Yeah.
When you had it too. Yeah. So my colleague was saying I got Atari 2600 for Christmas one year. I still don't know how my mom was able to afford it. It was incredible at the time. Yeah. So my dad had the Atari 800 and then we got the 2600. We're the only ones on the block. So everyone wanted to hang out at the house to play it. And again, it was everything just looked like this. It was just blocks.
All these numbers are foreign to me because I didn't know that there were multiple versions. I thought it was just Atari. I didn't know that there was like a 2600 and another
800.
Like, how many Ataris were there?
There was the 2600. The 800 was more like a computer, but it like the 800 was cool because it was kind of like the Commodore. It had a computer.
What is a Commodore?
Oh my Lord. Are you serious? Okay.
Like the band?
No, not like the band. All right. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Oh my, he doesn't know what a Commodore is. All right. Let's see. Not the band. Hold on. A Commodore 64. Let's pull this up. This was also a computer. This seems amazing. You're going to love it. Oh, don't do this to me. Just open the freaking thing. Hold on. I got to wait for this picture to load if it will work. Okay, here we go. Look at this thing. That's a Commodore right there. So
that looks like one of those things that you go to the library and they have the old newspapers in it. You scroll through it like down in the basement, like with the relic stuff. And you like spin it to find
the microfiche. The microfiche.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. For sure.
Whatever. Yeah.
I've been talking about that KC BMW forever. I would love if VeVe. This is what I said. You probably didn't hear me talk about this like months or a year ago, but I would love it if VeVe would drop game systems, just like the jukebox.
They should.
And then we can buy games for them as a drop. You know how well that would do, and then they don't even need. It would do so well.
Yeah, you can have little, like if they have little arcade cabinets and stuff like that, and someone's in your VeVe-verse, and now they can come into your arcade, and it just goes in. You could play like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in time with like 4 people, like that would.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah. Wait a second. Don't let KC BMW steal my idea. I've been talking about this for over a year. Because I do think it would be cool to have the different consoles, especially the Nintendo, and then have the system and then drop games for it. I mean, look, they wouldn't even have to be that expensive. People do it all the time and rebuy their games on, their phones and stuff like that. But yeah, there's the Commodore. Look at that thing. I'm looking. Disk drive. Yeah. You see this tape? You could have information on on tapes too. Okay. Look at that clunky piece of crap.
I'm looking at Kryptoni's comment. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. We have to talk. Very interesting. But I'm sorry for I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry to hear that. It was so a lot of people, like even at my school, who didn't have this stuff at school, they had then the Macintosh or the green one with that Oregon Trail. We talked about that too. So if you didn't have it at school, they had it. But yeah, you're probably better off. This stuff was crap. this stuff. But I do remember my parents at the time. it was probably because they couldn't afford it. I ended up with the Sega Master System. I did not get the Nintendo. So
I don't know what that is, but I know the Sega Genesis. I
yeah,
remember
so
the
it's
Sega
just
Genesis.
before that. It was before that. It was like
There was a Sega console before the Genesis.
oh my lord, I hate you. I really
No, I thought that was the first one.
All right, hold on. Let me pull this out. Sega Master
Like what Sonic
System.
what because Sonic 1 came out on Sega Genesis. So what game would have been for it?
Oh, you got to see this piece of crap. Okay, this is you're literally ruining my life right now. All right, there's the Sega Master System right there. That was it. This is the poor
I can't
man's
see it.
console.
I still see the Commodores.
Do you see it now?
No, I still see the. Oh, now I see. What? That
Yeah,
looks like
that's
the tape deck that you showed me. The
This thing was
Betamax.
you could have a card input. Oh my god. Yeah, that would be an easy one. They would do it for cheap. Oh, ColecoVision. Do you know that one? He doesn't know that.
Nah.
You don't know the ColecoVision. Oh my
I don't know
lord.
what ColecoVision is. It like
My friend got the
Coleco?
Sega, which was also cool. So this had you could add like you know how they had Duck Hunt. This also had a gun that went with it. Not many games.
So this
were
was the
made
competitor of the Nintendo.
at the
Which
time.
I
Yeah,
would assume Nintendo probably blew it out the water because there was no Sonic the Hedgehog.
right. There was nothing big for that at all. Let's see. What's another one that you might not know?
Duncan Clover said this stream is depressing. I'm sorry. I
It is.
don't know
It's
this
totally-
stuff, bro. Like I'm finding out. Like I told you, my first system was Super Nintendo. I remember
Okay.
that.
What about this? Do you know this? This was the greatest system ever.
I have no clue what that is.
The TurboGrafx.
No. I don't
Remember
know.
the Odyssey?
No.
Yes, my
I-
uncle had all of them. Oh my god! There's
Here's
stuff
okay.
from the 70s you don't even know. There were game
Here's-
systems from the 70s you don't even.
Here's
know.
what I remember, right? Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis. That was the intro, right? That was the intro. And then you had like Game Boy, Game Gear, right? Then from there you had PlayStation and Nintendo 64. I do remember Sega Saturn, but like
Yes,
no one
Sega
played
Saturn.
that. And in Dreamcast, and then like and
Dreamcast was the
PS2s and
best.
stuff like that. Yeah, so those are my retro systems. Those are my gaming systems. When I look back, it was like, oh snap. This I don't know what this is. This is
Oh my lord! This is depressing right here because I used to own this. So look at this. All right, so this is when things were a little bit better. So this is their TurboGrafx. They had a CD player that went on. This was the most expensive thing, and I had it. And I had this hooked up, the CD player hooked up to the back of the TurboGrafx, and oh my god, the cutscenes were amazing. It was just scrolling of cartoons, but it was still like the greatest thing at the time. This was, you probably don't know the Neo Geo. This is probably like it's a little bit after that. And it was expensive, but not quite Neo Geo expensive. But nobody had this. So, of course, I always had the systems nobody had, whether it was expensive or cheap. But the games were amazing on this because this goes like 1991. You can see they just look really good. I mean, for that time, they look good. And they had little cards. And then they had an express thing. And you could take those cards and you could bring it with you and still get the really good game. So you don't know the TurboGrafx.
Yeah, don't know. I see Duncan Cover said Dreamcast was massively underrated. I agree with that. Dreamcast was like the system that brought in online gaming. The only thing is I feel like it was a little bit early for its time.
Right.
And but obviously now everything is played online, right? But I mean, Dreamcast had an amazing lineup. You had Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. You had Crazy Taxi. You had
2K.
Yeah, Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marvel
crazy.
versus Capcom.
Oh my god! Wait, you just said Crazy Taxi. I used to be an expert at. I'd go down that ramp thing and you jump. They have little side games in there, and that was the greatest game. You pick people up, you'd hit people. I love that. And the best thing about the Dreamcast was the little thing that you put into the controller. So if you played football, you could make calls without all your friends seeing what calls you were making. Because otherwise you'd have to have it up on the screen. You could select on there. By the way, Alejandro, good to see you. He is a new member of the channel. Good to have you here, buddy. Hope you're doing okay. We're just making myself depressed. Emojis. You might not see me next week. I might jump off a bridge.
I'm learning all this fun, like vintage stuff. It's cool.
It is.
It's like like you're treasure hunting for like relics.
Yeah, Neo Geo was insane. It'd be like, oh my god, it's an 8 megabit cartridge, $600.
Neo
I'd go to
Geo. I thought that was a
Babbage's.
car.
No,
Wasn't it a car?
they had a Geo. It was the what was the brand? It was like fudge. Like before Saturn, or was it a Saturn? It was a Geo something. It was like a Jeep or something. I don't know, but either way,
but there's a gaming system called a Neo Geo too.
a Neo Geo, because the games were as good as they were in the arcade. You'll even still see them to this day. So whatever you had at home was the same thing you get in the arcade. So it'd be like $600 for a game or $400. That was truly, yeah. Like the Turbo Graphics with the CD player was super expensive, but like the Neo Geo, you had to be a millionaire to have that. You had to be a millionaire to have that.
Kryptoni said, oh wait, hold on. You're at a he just brought up one of my favorite games of all time. That's why.
Which is
Metal Gear Solid on PlayStation. Like,
oh yeah. NFL 2K, that was such a good game. GoldenEye, that's the big one from N64. Everyone knows that one.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur 6, and we're talking about Dreamcast, right? They ruined the game, just too many special moves. Metal Gear
Calibur 6, I think that was the one with that was on GameCube, Xbox, and PS2, if I'm not mistaken. And GameCube had Link as a character, and Xbox had Spawn, and PlayStation had Hitachi, I believe, as a special character.
Did it? Okay.
I just remember the GameCube one had Link, which was like awesome.
There's so many crazy things. I didn't mean to pull that up. Sorry. PS1 game. The good thing about the PS1 is that you could mod.
Or maybe 4.
Chip.
Maybe I'm thinking 4. He's saying 6 is the newest one. My bad. I may be thinking of 4.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, PS.
Oh no. I was just gonna say on that PlayStation 1, you could mod the chip and then you could just copy games and play them for free. It was the first hacking. Yeah, the handheld TurboGrafx is called the Turbo Express. Let me pull that up. I had it, and I sold the effing thing in 2004 for like $400 or $500, and I'm so mad because I would have just rather have had it now. Look at this, TurboGrafx Express. So I had the whole kit and caboodle. Oh, they're only like $600.
I'm still seeing the Sega.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna pull this up here. I'll pull this up here so you can see. This was the. If you're looking live, it takes a second for it to come up. So this was the Turbo Express, and it had a little TV thing on the side. I had this too, so you can watch TV.
That looks like something you like measure your blood pressure with.
Yeah, it does kind of. But look, it had this. First of all, this was one of the best as far as like looks and graphics. Now they had the Atari Lynx, which I'll show you that. I had that too. So I had this. This thing was incredible. It looked great.
How did y'all keep track of all of this? Like, it seemed like there was a lot of stuff happening all at the same time. Like with us, like now it's like maybe, but like now it's kind of like maybe 2-3 main gaming systems, and really only 2 that probably, really only 2 that really matter at this point. But how did y'all like? It seems like there was a lot of options all simultaneously.
There were. So this came out in 89, and I remember going to the mall and I saw it, and my grandmother bought it for me. I couldn't believe it. I was crapping my pants because the Atari Lynx was the best. This is 1989. The graphics for this, and you had Game Boy, which was like that green monochrome, whatever crap. There was no colored, screens like this that was portable. This was amazing for the time.
So this was before the Game Gear, because Game Gear had a colored screen. Okay.
This was before the Game Gear. And
the batteries just sucked on Game Gear.
They sucked on all of them. I mean, I basically would just, I had a store of batteries because you'd absolutely have to. Parasol Stars. Oh my God, I forgot about that game. So many interesting games out there. Yeah, MGS was basically a movie, a game. It taught me not to trust the government all in one day. This Lynx though was so good. I miss it. And they had this version, and what was crazy, see how the buttons here? It would flip over, so if you're left or right-handed, you could play it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's cool.
They were ahead of their time, and you could link them together. So they had a little cord. Of course, I had no friends who could afford it, so I didn't get to try it, but they had a little cord. You could link like 4 of these together and play with each other. So yeah, that was cool. So basically I hate my life right now. But this was ahead of its time. The Turbo Express was absolutely amazing. Great screen on it, and the games that worked on the regular Turbo graphics worked on that, so they were compatible, which you didn't have back then. Usually you had the system that had different games made for them, like Nintendo, whatever they, Game Boy had different games than Nintendo, that type of thing. So
Got it.
wow, we're here for
Very
dogs, everyone. We're here for dogs, I think. Yeah, Underground.
Need for Speed Underground was dope. I did.
Yes. There's so many good games out there, but now you can play them on almost any system. Like you said, they're kind of bringing them back, either on Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, you got emulators too, right? You got
right.
A lot of stuff where they just dump a whole bunch of games, like old games and stuff.
What was the Virtual Boy? I remember that, but what was the difference between that?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my Lord, I do remember that. It came later, but I'm trying to remember what that was. Do you know they had a little robot for the Nintendo? Oh my Lord, I forgot about this. Okay, look at this. I don't think this did well. Hold on, it's going to let me open it. This is crazy. Look at this thing. This is the Virtual Boy. Look at this.
Oh, it's like a headset, like a VR headset.
Yeah, look at that. I'm sure that didn't do well. I bet you that's worth $1 million. PSP.
Possibly.
Yeah,
PSP.
gaming.
I didn't have a PSP, but I heard really good things about it.
California Games on the Atari Lynx was great. What a good game. There's so many good games on that, but a lot of these things were just either too expensive or, because people wanted the Nintendo. Who's going to buy the Nintendo and a portable game system when it's a lot of money? Sega Genesis,
well, I think
Nomad.
I think Game Boy kind of like definitely broke through as far as with the whole portable thing, even though obviously like the screen wasn't,
it didn't matter. It was still fun.
But it was the games.
Yeah,
It was the games. And that was the thing with the Nintendo. And obviously once Pokemon came out and Pokemon being exclusive to the Game Boy, it was like that. Then you had to have a Game Boy. Like you had to.
Game Boy was great. I like Tetris. Like, so it doesn't even matter like what it looked like, the graphics on it, but all the games were good. But then once I saw the Lynx, of course, then I wanted the colored screen and all that. But yeah, the Game Boy, it really doesn't matter what it looks like. If it's a fun game, it's going to be a fun game.
You're going to enjoy it, yeah.
Then you're going to enjoy it. And Vibes are absolutely right. I feel like things were a little bit better. Now it's more like making a movie, and sometimes it's just get it out because it follows a movie and we want to make money. So weird stuff. Yeah, but many new phones come out now, a new model every year. We just went over 40 years of gaming tech. It was a lifetime.
Speaking of gamings and the cinematics of it, have you been watching The Last of Us?
I have not, and I just saw it's about zombies, right?
Or mushroom people, depending on how you want to.
So I've not seen it. Okay, that's on my list. My wife was just watching that show You, so I'm like, oh man, I don't really like this, so I'm looking for something different. I hope that would be one that she'll watch with me. We're getting caught up on a few other things. I feel like I'm a little bit behind on the time, but I am old AF, so you got to give it to me, like that I've even heard of the damn thing. Yes, but everyone's been talking about it in chat.
Really good
some of my other shows.
And one thing that I like about this, going on topic of gaming, right, is that for years games have been putting out some of the most amazing storytelling. And if you've been playing games, and obviously you're aware of it. I think it was it Kryptonia that brought up Metal Gear Solid? Yeah. Beautifully written story, right? And I think a lot of those stories, just people don't experience it because they don't play games, right?
Right.
It's a whole like untapped area of storytelling that a lot of people just haven't been able to know. So the fact that The Last of Us is getting this praise, I mean, The Last of Us is one of up there as far as one of the best written gaming stories of all time, but because it's getting this praise, hopefully it kind of makes people reconsider and think, well, maybe I'll try playing a game, and diving into some of these stories.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite storylines is Final Fantasy X. Like, oh my God, like that.
That was big. Here, by the way, here's another one. You have no clue what this is, do you?
Nah, that looks made up. Is that
It's
AI?
not. No, it's not made up. This was people have converted these to kill people. I'm kidding, but they've converted this for other stuff. Look, this is what you would use it for. No, I was not as cool as this kid right here. And why the hell does he have glasses on inside? I don't know. But there's Punch
Does he need
Out.
glasses to? Does it like 3D? Or does
No,
he
you don't need glasses. It's just the glove like was part of the game. It's kind of virtual, but the games weren't that good with it, and it never worked that well. But if you have one, they're probably worth a lot of money. But yeah, Power Glove. We had such interesting things with our games back in the day. They tried hard. I mean, my uncle had, I think it was ColecoVision, and it was like you were a bomb.
For some reason, I keep thinking of like kaleidoscopes. Like I keep thinking of
bring
colors. I do want to say real quick, because Ronnie Lido said Blockbuster back in the day allowed you to rent consoles back. Yes, they did. So here's a fun fact. My first job, that I did, was at a video store. It was called West Coast Videos. Yeah, even though I live on the East Coast, but nonetheless,
that's kind of funny.
And one big perks is I could rent movies and video games for free because I worked there. So a lot of games, I played just from working there. Good times.
That is kind of cool that you could try. Okay, this will be okay. Here we go. I found it. Let me pull this one up. I just got to close these windows here. All right, this was the ColecoVision. All right, so this you would put in. You put a little card in here. There was ColecoVision, and what was the other one? It was like Intellivision, and you'd slide a card in here. But my uncle had this game where you took out you're part of the like SWAT or bomb disposal unit, and you had like 59 minutes, and it literally just for this game had a box, and computer voice would count down the time for you. That's all it did, but it was a separate box that it came with. Like that was what was crazy with the games back then. They could do a lot of the stuff we get now, but it was all had to be separate, right? You had to have this separate module.
You had like hardware to run it.
To run those special things. But look, I mean, you had like Donkey Kong, you can see, and look, that was included with it. So that would have been huge back then. And of course, when you went to arcade.
Is this Nintendo? Is this a Nintendo?
No,
thing?
It's ColecoVision.
So Donkey Kong was not.
Donkey Kong was ported. It was ported on. That was before Nintendo. ColecoVision was like Mario Brothers was on Game Time video games, those little portable ones before it was on Nintendo. Nintendo just got the rights to, or no, I think.
Wait, Nintendo didn't create Mario?
No, I think they did, but they weren't Nintendo was a different company, back, I think, 100 years ago. And then they started making the games, but they didn't have the actual console. They made like stuff for the arcades, right?
Like Disney, like a Disney move. They started getting some of the IP and then, okay.
Right. And then they made their own systems, and maybe somebody knows better in chat. Anybody remember the Vectrix? Man, that sounds familiar. I mean, there's a lot of, oh snap. I don't remember Blockbuster renting systems. Maybe it was
They did. Yeah. They did. But not all of them did it. But I remember renting, but this was like Nintendo 64, PlayStation time. Because I remember Nintendo 64s being rentable.
My God, how much did it cost to rent the system for 3 days?
I don't know because I never did it, but I remember it was a thing.
It could not have been cheap.
I just rented video games, but I'm sure it was pricey because even renting video games costs more than renting movies.
Okay, this one's crazy. Game system. Okay, hold on. Let's see if I can find this. This is what I think. I think it was Kryptonian was talking about this. So let's pull this up here. Let's see if I can get this. Don't tell me you're not going to let me pull this effing thing up. Let me go to eBay and see if this will work. All right, okay, here we go. Perfect. This is the Odyssey. This is from the 70s. Yeah, so they had, I don't know if it was the Odysseys or if it was FX. There's some system from like 1974. I mean, this scene, I've never actually played this. I knew about it. But yeah,
how do you even play it?
Here's another picture. I don't know. Like you swipe the credit card in this thing. I don't know what the hell's going on there. This is
Very interesting.
wow.
Very
Look at that and the little chips there. But yeah, there's been systems out there. I think.
interesting.
Yeah. Well, here you go.
It's not real. That's AI.
1972. That's right. It was 1972. So this was before Atari, all of this stuff. So people were
Are
getting
those
into
maps?
video game.
What is that?
I guess I don't even know what the hell this is.
It looks like a coloring book. This isn't a video game system.
I don't know. I think what you do is you put Master Roni's little roach or spider thing on there, and it goes around, and you win the game. I don't know. I have no clue what's going on. I never played.
Like it requires anything that requires electricity.
I mean, that's just this dog requires electricity. Let's see. Let's get caught up here. Let's see. Covers U.S. industrial military complex. Mistrust the main character develops for the U.S. military as he uncovers. Do you remember they had
Metal Gear Solid? Yeah, that's the game I was talking about. Amazing.
Yeah, so he was taught. They had the military released a game on Xbox, I think in 2004. Like it was made by the U.S. military, but I don't remember too much about it. That's all real, Majin. Quit trying to win something for free again. Let's see. I didn't know it was that old. I wasn't even born. Yeah, 1972 for that Odyssey. I knew it was crazy. I might start collecting some of these. Yeah.
It might not be a bad play. Might not be a bad move.
It's not a bad play at all. I'm not getting rid of anything. I've got an old Nintendo. Now I've got my Xbox 360, but everyone has that. Trying to think what I have.
Majin said Metal Gear Solid 3. Snake Eater, greatest game of all time. That was a good game. Yep.
There's so many like good
Metal Gear. Yeah, Metal Gear. If you haven't played Metal Gear, I would highly recommend it. Like dope, very, very dope franchise. I do hope that's another one that would like to see like an adaptation to if they do it well. Now that they're actually doing some of these video, because for the longest time they were doing video game adaptation as far as movies and stuff, and they were horrible.
Yeah,
but now, but now we're actually getting some really, really good adaptations. I know I mentioned Last of Us, but even what Netflix has been doing with like Arcane and Cyberpunk and Castlevania, and albeit their original Castlevania plays on the stuff, but yeah, we're just getting a lot of good video game adaptations lately. So
I wonder why too, cool. Because nobody can think of anything fresh. So it's kind of interesting because I think you're right. Like they're getting better at this. Did I just lock up? I think I might have locked up there.
Yeah, you know what? And I've heard that aspect too, as far as thinking about fresh stories. But here's the thing: like a lot of these stories that have come from games, a lot of people just haven't experienced it before. So I'm actually happy that they're revisiting them because it opens it up. Like so many people are enjoying The Last of Us, and they would have never played the game or even watched the walkthrough of it.
Exactly.
So now it exists in a way that they can enjoy this story, you know? And I think I hate to see some of these stories get lost, right? And never discovered.
Yeah, it's a good idea. And by the way, if the play on the game systems is to have it ready for the kids who are like in their late 20s when they have extra money and they want to go back and get the systems that they love. Like that's the one. And then you get somebody like me who had some of these systems that were like super expensive right now, you know, back in the day, and they're maybe 500 to 1,000. We're probably willing to spend that just to get the experience back. But a lot of this stuff, like you said, they have emulators. So you can also do it that way too.
Yeah. You know, you can get an emulator or and then like with a whole bunch of, you know, games, like a drive with a whole bunch of games on it. Like thousands of games on a lot of those older games.
I didn't know this. Warhammer 40K show with
Henry Cavill. Yeah, that's in the works. I played Space Marine 2. I was actually playing that with Corey from VeVe and Josh Collective Digital. And that game was really fun. Space Marine 2, like it definitely gave me Gears of War vibes. If you've played Gears of War.
Yeah, I played. I mean, not a lot. Oh my God, Lucky's $30. Yeah, no, I played that. There's just a lot of good stuff. Yeah, I remember Oblivion.
Yeah.
Elder Scrolls. I've talked about that with Big A before on the show.
Skyrim.
Elder Scrolls was huge. Skyrim, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Definitely big games. Those are big productions. Even I mean, they're like 10, 12 years ago. There's some PlayStation 1.
They're doing a remaster of Oblivion.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And there's a mod. There's a mod that combines Oblivion and Skyrim too.
And Skyrim, interesting.
Yeah, like this huge, massive thing that combines both of them.
When's that? Is that out yet, or it's gonna be out? It's gonna be coming out.
I think the mod is still being worked on. I don't think it's done yet. And the Oblivion remaster is that they put like a little teaser for it. So, you know, but who knows when it comes out? But yeah, they are. But the remaster is official. The mod obviously is fan created.
That's pretty cool. By the way, $22 on that lockjaw. So that's the cheapest one. I guess a lot of people went for. I don't know why you go for it and then look, 22 and then it's chance, of course, and then it goes.
What's the floor? 22.
22. That might be your chance.
I'll wait a little bit because I mean nothing's sold out, right?
No, let's check. I don't think so.
Yeah, so I'll wait a little bit and see if the prices drop. Worst case scenario, then I just have to get it from the store, right? I'm never gonna have to pay above 25. So.
Right. So if it's 25 and somebody's selling for 22, I'm just gonna keep it. 354 remaining. Yeah, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pay. Who's gonna pay 30? I mean, and plus you could get a good mint too.
Let's see what it looks like. Maybe like a week or two from now.
Oh, he's saying. Masaomi saying it's already out. Morrowind, yes, was the best Elder Scroll.
He's talking about the mod. The mod's already out.
Yeah, I guess the mod is already out. Yeah.
Oblivion. Okay. Cool.
Morrowind was definitely good.
Being worked on.
See, that's when I was playing games. I don't play games anymore. Although I can't wait for Grand Theft Auto 6. That's kind of I really want to play that. Although the wife won't be happy, but whatever. What can I say?
And covers that definitely. One fellas, thanks for chilling with us, bro.
Yeah, thanks. He left and came back, and he's leaving again. So good having you here. I remember adding Jedi's to Morrowind. Really? That I didn't know. Interesting. So many cool.
Yeah, you can mod anything into anything.
Yeah, I really like Grand Theft Auto. I didn't like the what was it, the 2000 version where it was top down. I don't like top down where you're looking down.
You mean 1 and 2 for PlayStation?
Yeah. Yes, right. Exactly. I don't like that. I just don't like that type of play.
Well, that's why when 3 came out for PS2, that was so mind blowing because
it was mind blowing.
Like you can people were playing GTA just because you can do a whole bunch of crazy stuff, right? Like cars and stuff like that. So I think it was that aspect of like, oh, you can do all of this stuff in a game. But then when they made it third person. And that was the game changer.
Insane. Like that was, I'd go in, like you said, to just like drive around or shoot people.
Oh, he said the Oblivion remaster is already out. Okay,
yeah, that's already out. Yeah. I cannot wait for GTA 6. See, I think GTA 6 is going to incorporate. Somebody will have servers with crypto and all. I think it's going to be.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm so excited about it.
GTA 5 already people have their own servers and stuff like that. So I think
Now, do you think it's going to be $100 per game? People are saying it's not going to be 60; it's going to be 100 or more. I heard some people say 150 because of how much work.
Well, games are already around there, depending on what you're doing and what you're getting. Right? Nintendo for the Switch, I think that they said that the game's going to be $90 for the Switch too. And
which game?
No, their games.
Their games are going to be
the Nintendo Switch 2 games, I believe, are going to be around like $80-$90.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, games already run for that, like $100 plus, especially if you're getting like a deluxe edition. If you're getting a fighting game, you are spending bank because they unlock all these fighters and stuff like that. So if you're gonna get the complete edition,
then you got to pay to play. But what I don't
you're paying like 100, 140, so
would you rather have that? Like I would rather pay $100 and not keep paying for stuff. But those games are still going to have side pays, and just like Grand Theft Auto, you can, I don't know.
Well,
I'd rather
typically when you get like the complete version, that's what you get, and you're going to get the stuff that comes out afterwards. So if you get the season pass, right, then as they launch, you're already paid for. You just paid up front. Majin asks, what game is $90? The Switch 2 games, bro. I think the Switch. I believe I read in a report they're going to be like $80 to $90. Depending on the game, you may hit 90. I think like Mario Kart is going to be like $90.
Wow.
Yeah, they're cranking up the prices. Also, too, with the tariffs thing, that's another thing. So
that's what this is saying. I was just looking it up.
Yeah, they didn't lower the price for the console, but all the accessories are going to be more expensive. So the console will be, what it is, and the Joy-Cons will be whatever the Joy-Cons cost.
Well, we'll see what it is, but
but the games are going to be, the games are going to be expensive. And same with GTA 6. I mean, you'll have the base game that'll probably go for. I'm officially retiring. You have the base
right.
that'll probably go for your regular like $60, but no one wants just that, right? Like you're gonna want the. So yeah, you're gonna be looking at spending more, upwards of 100 plus on that game.
That's crazy.
And that's probably
how much is this?
Launch.
Did you pre-buy the Switch, or did you get on the pre-buy, or no?
No, I don't plan on getting a Switch 2 right now. I still haven't even finished my catalog on my Switch 1 games. But the system is I want to say 400, I think.
So a little bit more than the current. Which
the
is
current one,
right?
I think, is $299.
Yeah, $299.
I think it's It's somewhere between 400 and 600, which is, I know, a huge gap.
Yeah. Oh wait, with a game it's 500. Holy,
okay. So the bundle's 500, and then I think the console by itself is probably 400.
Yikes! I think I'd rather have a PS5 or the new Xbox. I don't know, but I agree with.
Aren't those like 700 though?
The newest one? No, I thought they were like 500 now. You can get them for.
Oh yeah, because it's been some time.
It's been a little bit of time.
Yeah, I'm on PC, bro. And that's another thing. I'm on, and
you're a PC guy.
Well, now, yeah, and the only thing is Nintendo's like the only exception because you're not getting those games on PC. Like everything else, will eventually come to PC, even if you can't get it at launch. Speaking of which, I do got to pick up Spider-Man 2. But Nintendo, obviously, they're airtight with their IP. So, unless you're getting it by other means, you're going to have to buy a Switch.
Yeah, if you want that. God, $80 to $100 for anything, but like new stuff. Again, it's like I liked when. And Warhammer was like this on the Xbox. You could just play it for free, and then if you wanted to, add stuff, if you could buy it, right? I like that type of play.
Yeah, and you have a lot of games like that, right? Like you have a lot of free deals. Fortnite is an example of that. The only thing
exactly.
is, and here's the other part where it depends on how you execute, right? It depends on how you execute because you have a lot of games that drop that are free to play. But then you can't do anything until you start ponying up money, right?
Pretty much.
So you and I think that was another report that I was reading too, that people on PC, Steam, they pay more on microtransactions than they do on buying the game.
Of course they do. And the thing with Steam, the interesting thing is that the new Xbox that's coming out, it's basically going to be partnering with them, and you don't even really need the system. Everything's going to be online pretty much.
Yeah. Well, right now it is. If you're
pretty much it is.
Xbox Game Pass, you can buy the PC versions on that,
which is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tekken was definitely Street Fighter was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but Tekken, when that came out, that was crazy, especially in the arcade. Holy cow, what a good game!
Tekken is interesting because and that's it. Tekken is probably one of the most technical fighting games to play, because of the fact that you're dealing is 3D, right?
Exactly.
So you're not only dealing with even when it comes to neutral, right? Like you're not only dealing with left and right, up and down. Like now you can like, go to the side and curve to the side.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, the streamer I was telling you about, Lily Pichu, she was at Evo for Tekken.
Really?
Because she's been playing Tekken, yeah. So she had a little thing at Evo.
There's some Tekken right there. Wow. Look at that. Like the graphics. God, you should have seen the stuff that we had to play with in the early 90s, like on computer PC. It was such crap. Like
Mhm.
now everything looks, you can go to arcade, it'd be better at your house. You could have a better experience at your house. But back in the day, the arcade was so much better.
Mhm.
This is the type of, you know, this is obviously at like a home system, but the
Mhm.
arcade was so good. Look, this is 94.95. Holy
Yeah.
cow.
Well, also too, you had arcade versions that were just more complete versions than their system counterparts.
Look at that. Kryptoni made some money with Tekken. Definitely. That's pretty
Nice.
cool.
Nice.
Even the drunk professor was better than him. I mean, there's so many good things, but look at that. Wow. What year was this? That's crazy. I wonder what kids would say going back and playing our game. Like, do they even care? I mean, they play Minecraft. They must not care about graphics.
No, not really. It all depends on the game, and a lot of these, like, retro games too, people play too. I mean, even looking at competitively on like Evo and stuff like that, they'll play like older games. I think Super Smash Bros. Melee is still like, just a few years ago, I know was at
People
at
were
Evo.
playing.
Yeah, so it really matters on the game, because and that's what we're seeing now, because you have a lot of these games, and that's why a lot of like AAA studios or people have a lot of issues with AAA games, because these studios are cranking out just bad games.
Because
And
they
it's
want
just
the
a matter
money.
of just and it's a
Get them
matter
out
you gotta just
fast
make a
and
good game. And a lot of these AA studios are killing it. Like they're
right.
they're the one, because there's more passion and there's more heart involved in creating it. You have games like what's that rhythm game that came out that was big? It was like
Like a song or
no, it was like he was fused with a guitar, and you ran around, and it was like an action game, but you were I have it on PC too. I don't know why I can't.
somebody in chat will tell us. They'll know. Somebody will know.
Yeah, but you have like these interesting concepts for games that these AA studios are putting out, and they just make for fun games, and they're killing it with in regards to these bigger companies. We got Alpha, VeVe.
Wait, what? You can't do that while I'm here. Okay, hold on. Now I got to go to the blog.
Oh,
Let's go pull this
snap.
up. Oh my lord! What is going? Wait, it's on the blog.
Yeah, the first of this season, Star Wars drops by Takashi
Wait, what? Hold on.
Ozakai has just been published on.
Oh, I see. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's go pull this up. Here's the alpha here.
Yeah.
Thank you, VeVe, for that. We knew this was gonna happen. They were.
Oh, it's a comic book. Oh, Visions.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, it's gonna be Wednesday. What?
Nice.
Oh my God, that's gonna be a crazy day because I've got my interview with Dan at like 3 Central. So I'm gonna cover this and that. Holy cow, it's gonna be long. This is gonna be a crazy week. All right, so we've got this.
That's like the Star Wars anime.
Yeah, look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that ultra rare. Ooh, look at that. No words, nothing. I like that for the secret rare. That should do pretty well. So only
I like
2,000. And look at this, $6.99 to bring in the Star Wars month. $6.99 with only 2,000. People will probably go for this, just who might not have, just to bring in. I might feed the beast here. I might go for one.
Majin said he loves Visions. Majin's a fan of anime. I have to watch Visions, bro. I haven't watched it yet. But I've heard. I don't think I've heard anything negative about it. I think I've heard nothing but positive things about it.
Wow, they've already. I hope they wait through the weekend to release any more Star Wars stuff, because I've got stuff to do.
I mean, they may be cranking a lot of stuff out. They have the whole thing with the helmets.
I know. I'm hoping it's Monday or Tuesday because I've got stuff to do. I still got to figure out tomorrow with the hours, and I need these hours, but I have to get all my hours by Tuesday in order to be monetized for next Sunday, because we know there's gonna be a lot of stuff on Sunday. Multiple stuff, I think, actually, is what they had said.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you're looking forward to on here?
That has been announced. I mean, I take it Mando and Grogu will probably be dropping, because they said something about that for the movie. So I assume we're probably going to get maybe figurines of that. So that would be cool to have. Also, I'm interested in these helmets. I'm
Right.
interested
That's
in
what I
these
was.
helmets.
Is it going to be like the bat cowl? That's the big
That's kind of what I thought, except there's an interior to them. So like, I want to see what this looks like. And I know that they're doing a whole website. I guess, Star Wars is doing a website.
Yes,
Something like
right.
that.
That's what I
So
heard. Yeah.
I wonder what the promo is going to be like that for that. What did Maja say? It was one of my favorite Star Wars projects of all time. It's basically Star Wars What If, but anime. Season 2
anime,
branched
yeah.
out to a different country, so it's not all anime, but still amazing. Yeah, I got to check it out, bro. I got to check
Sounds like
it out.
your
It is
gig.
on my to watch. It is on my to watch list.
They need to do helmets like Darth Vader's helmet and stuff.
That would be
kind of
cool.
like, yeah, they might. I mean, it's going to start off as trooper helmets, but maybe they will.
You know what? And that's the thing. Like when I was thinking troopers, right? Like, so I was thinking like, stormtroopers, the clone troopers. And I didn't even think about as far as Vader's helmet.
Vader's helmet. That would be like if they mixed them up.
Dope. That would be dope. Yeah.
I'm going to be spending so much money. Hey, do you mind I got to go do something real quick. Can you take over for like 2 minutes?
Sure. No problem.
Do you want me to put you full screen or do you want to leave the Star Wars thing up?
Well, I can't navigate through it, so I wouldn't know what.
I'll put you full screen.
Okay.
How about that? There you go. All right. It doesn't look good, but there you go.
It's okay. Cool.
All right. I'll be right back.
No problem. What's good, everybody? What's up? So I guess we're talking Star Wars right now. So we just got the new alpha, right, with what's dropping. Let me know in the chat if you guys are interested in anything with what the article has talked about yet. For me, obviously, I am, for Mando and for Grogu, the helmets. What else did they mention in that? I know we're getting comics, right? Visions. I'm gonna cop this Visions thing, but let me know, any Star Wars fans in the chat, what you guys are looking forward to. When Jar Jar Binks Grail. Oh snap! I don't think I can. Can I highlight this? Hold on. Let me try. Let me see if this works. Let me see this. Bear with me. Let me see if I can throw this up. I definitely can't. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna be reading the chat to let you know. So VeVe, digital vibes, when Jar Jar Binks Grail. I think we do need that. I do think we need that. I need Jar Jar Binks. I want Jar Jar with a robe. I want Sith Lord Jar Jar for the trolls. I think that would be cool. But okay. Kryptoni asks, what's your opinion on Web 3 versus Web 2.5? Interesting. I kind of like, for me, I came into this space mainly off of fandom, right? And off of things that I love and off of like collecting things that I'm into, right? Even prior to this space, prior to Web 3, I was already getting digital things. Buying a lot of my movies digital, transferring a lot of my stuff digitally. So to me, it all matters as far as, well, what can I do with it? And is it something that I'm a fan of, whether I like it or not? Now, a lot of the stuff that I've gotten has been off of VeVe, because that's where the IP is that I like, right? Also Candy and another one, right? So, I mean, it all depends. For me, I don't really 3 versus 2.5. It depends on whether I'm having fun with it or not. In all honesty, bro. And if something is built out as far as with interoperability and you can do more stuff with it and it's fun, then that's honestly where I'm gonna go. But yeah, it just whatever has my interest.
Are we getting Jar Jar Binks?
We got Jar Jar Binks. Kryptoni asks, what's the opinion on Web 3 versus 2.5? What are you? I went into it, but what are your thoughts?
Saying that VeVe's 2.5, good. I mean, it's the bridge between, like, Web 3 is great, but not everyone feels comfortable. Web 3 is basically ownership and interoperability and all that, all the stuff I could care less about. Mm-hmm. But I'm not a true Web 3 person, I guess. So I just want something. Honestly, I just want crypto and Web3. I just want it to be safe. Make it safe, so you can't screw up, and it will be more fun, and then it will be great. But like, it's still just kind of crazy. It's the Wild West. I don't like that.
Yeah. And what I will say too is like I wouldn't say that I'm uncomfortable with Web3. I came into this space from crypto. And also too, like I've purchased NFT projects outside of VeVe. Oniforce and a whole bunch of other stuff that probably aren't even here anymore. Lazy Lions. But yeah, so like, I'm very familiar with, Web3 and NFT projects in the Web3 space. It's just a matter of like, well, what do I really like, and that's kind of where I'm going to spend most of my time. But
no, it's true. I think it's going to be insane to see what happens next in this space. But I still think gaming is going to take the most advantage of Web3. Like that's what we like, off the grid and stuff, like games like that. I think that's going to be where it's going to shine, and you're going to get the masses to come in.
Well, and the thing is, the core thing is the game has to be good. The game has to be fun. And I think that and this kind of ties into the topic we were having before, is, gaming companies and gaming developers not being aware or knowing what gamers want or what their audience wants. And that has been a big issue in gaming for years now, and, we are getting, a lot of solid games and stuff like that, but we are getting a lot of duds, and a lot of them coming from big AAA studios. So, regardless of what may happen, whether, in the Web3 space or, gaming and what, Web3 gaming, stuff like that, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that's going to matter is, do people actually want to play it?
Right.
Do people want to invest their time in it? And is it a fun game? Because it can have all the mechanics in the world or all the perks in the world as far as like freedoms with interoperability. But if it's a game, like if I'm bored playing the game, I'm not playing.
Right.
You're not. Honesty, I'm not going to play it.
Completely. So, I mean, that makes sense. It's got to be fun. And who knows what somebody might come up with something new and different that we haven't even thought of, which would be great.
Yeah.
I'd love to see. And then we've got these. God, both of these actually look pretty good. Are you going to go for this, or you just get it aftermarket? You'll probably get this aftermarket. I'm trying to not spend any money before I know exactly, but this kind of starts off Star Wars. So, I mean, I don't know. Well, I guess this one doesn't.
Do you think it's going to sell out?
I mean, if there was, there's no I hate to say this with VeVe. There's no reason.
That's how I dictate on whether I get it off
right
or a secondary market.
Okay, the only reason it would sell out is if people get excited whenever they make the major announcement, which could be today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. I'm assuming it's going to happen before this drop. They're going to have a major announcement, so maybe Tuesday or Monday, maybe tomorrow, whenever that's going to be. People might see, okay, this kind of launches Star Wars. Obviously not until Sunday. A week from Sunday will be the real, May the 4th. But this kind of launches it. So yeah, this might sell out. And I don't know. But normally would I go for this? Probably not, but I might go for it. I might take one bite at the apple on this. Because man, I'd be happy with that. Or I never like the uncommon, but I do like the idea of having a comic with nothing on it, like this, and
like the version variants.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah, I think I really like the art, and because of that, I might just want the freedom to choose. And that sometimes that's another reason why I wait, because I can go for the drop and maybe, I get a comment, but I don't like the art on the comment, but maybe the rare is even cheaper than retail price. So, and that's the one that I like the art on. So, sometimes I wait to see because I want to have the choice. And all of these look visually stunning. I mean, and I could be wrong. I don't think it's going to sell out, which means that I feel like some of these, maybe below retail. So I'm going to wait, and I'm definitely going to get one. But I may wait to see as far as, what choice do I want, and, and what deal could I get on it.
Yeah, I look at I'm starting to look at comics and saying, hey, how would that look in the VeVe-verse? Blown
Hmm.
up, or if I blow up that section, man, that might look really good. And you wouldn't have thought that, you could create something out of these pictures. Which is why I like the ones without anything on them. So this one would be
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I doubt it's going to sell out, but you never know.
Hmm.
Giveaways, yeah, Kentucky Fried Pin. Yeah, I think it would be nice if we did more stuff with bigger IPs with VeVe. Let's
Hmm.
see. Pod Racer. What do you think
What?
about
Oh
these
yeah, pod racers. They are releasing pod racers.
here, right here? AR
I
experience, because Doctor Strange was talking about this with me. AR with digital collectible recreation of these legendary vehicles. It says experience the high-speed thrills of pod racing.
hmm I
I
think
mean,
a pod racer is a cool thing to have. Like, why not? Like, it's a cool little novelty thing to have. That is probably one of the things that I'll probably wait to see, what the prices are
right.
afterwards. Unless it's something like crazy scarce where I know, like, oh snap, I need to get this, which I
Right.
doubt it. But yeah, I mean it's a cool little thing to have around. So I may look back at it.
Yeah, I
No pun
mean,
intended.
I'm also right. I'm also interested in this one because I think this. Yeah, and Casey BMW's talked about this a lot. I think this could be a $10 drop. Maybe I'm not. Who knows if they do a lot of them and then you get a lot of good mints and it'll be cheap and people can decide to go for more than one. If they have like just a chaser in there, I could see them doing them. That somebody might say, "Oh, I'll go for 10 of these and maybe I'll get lucky." And I'll go
Mhm.
for 10 and I'll get the worst mints and I won't get anything. But at least I'll have fun doing it. I'll have
Yeah.
fun doing it. So Kryptoni's saying you might think I'm crazy, but I think a lawsuit will help the NFT space. If someone gets sued for using an owned NFT and it's proven from the blockchain, it would solidify digital ownership. Why you don't know this? Oh,
Um,
go ahead. Yeah.
used in what way? Like used like how? Because if we're getting to the issue as far as and here comes the aspect of, well, what is ownership, right? What is ownership? Because all of that
Right.
is relative anyway when we're dealing with copyrights and trademarks and patents and things like that. So even when it comes to something like, let's say, Yuga, right, and with Bored Apes and whatnot, you the freedom that you have is still a freedom that's given to you,
Correct.
right? Like, so you can open up a chain or stuff like that and use that image as but it's still, once again, they still own Bored Ape, right? Like that IP. So I think that
Some of them
that's a
do.
tricky
Some are open source, like nouns. That's an open source, so you can just take it and do whatever you want with IP. Where with what you're talking about,
Mhm.
you can't, right? So it also
But
depends on the IP.
that's true, but you also still have to relinquish it in some way. Like copyright is established at creation. Like, you automatically own something just by creating it.
Right.
So you have to actually legally give up your rights to whatever it is, and so I mean it's a tricky ground. Let me see what he's saying. He said t-shirts, for example, or products with the
Right.
likeness on it. Um, yeah, I mean, it would be interesting, but so I don't. Here's what I'm thinking, right? Breaking down as far as how that will work, right? So if someone is suing you because you use they used your NFT, right?
Right.
But that NFT is linked to a bigger project or bigger brand. Is it only you that should be rewarded that money? Because what if they now use the bigger brand as well? Right? Like for
Right.
instance, a Bored Ape Yacht, they use your picture of a Bored Ape Yacht, but then they also in the advertising say this a Bored Ape Yacht. Well, now doesn't that infringe upon Yuga now? Because it's using more than just the image, it's using the entire trademark. So it's and you, even though you own that PFP, that image, you don't own that trademark of Bored Ape.
Right.
So it gets in a tricky place. I honestly feel that when it comes to ownership, the truest sense of owning something is being the creator of it.
Yeah, because you'll never, even in the terms of service for like VeVe NFTs, you not only do you not own them, but you don't have the
It would be up to
me making a thumbnail with these scenes technically is against terms of service. Now, of course, they allow it because it's good marketing for them, but at any moment they could say you can't do that anymore.
Yeah,
You can't use
it's
our IP. They want to control it, right?
Yeah, it all gets down to like infringement happens all
Right.
the time. When homeless people sing on the subway, that's technically copyright infringement, but no one's going to pursue them for that. So it's all relative, and that's kind of like with the whole ownership argument. I always ask, like, well, what does that mean? Like, what do you mean by that? And especially if you're getting to the point of, all right, well, I'm going to sue someone for it.
Right.
Well, that's a little bit more technical. As far as breaking that down and who gets rewarded.
It's going to get messy. I mean, because especially I know you've talked about a lot of people get screwed in the music industry, and like the subway. I didn't even think about that. You know, that would be infringement, but it is, because the best example is when I was younger, used to be able to go to a restaurant and a lot of them would sing you the happy birthday song. They won't even touch it now because they
changed it.
They have their own stupid song. Right?
Mm-hmm.
They give you their own stupid song and they give you a sombrero or whatever the hell they give you. And it's stupid AF. But yeah, that's crazy to think somebody on the street, because they're singing somebody's song, that's infringement. But I guess it is. What's the difference?
I heard rumors that Michael Jackson was the one that bought it. I could be wrong, but I heard
really
he was buying everything.
He bought the Beatles.
He bought Beatles. He bought
Oh my Lord. He had $1 billion.
But yeah, I mean, prime example. So it's very interesting, you know, when you want to get into the technicalities of that. But I mean, sure, you could create something and relinquish all your rights to it, and you know, now obviously whoever now has it owns it. But there's still you have to look, well, what is actually being relinquished, right? And that comes in the terms of service, and to what degree do you have like, you know, ownership. And
do you think it'd be worth it though? Think about this in Web3. Okay, you say, all right, I make a song in Web3. I'm just gonna let it out there. All right, but now everyone got it for free and everyone can do whatever they want. But don't you think they'd actually?
I heard that, Majin. I heard that too. I'm
so
sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. Oh, he didn't buy. Oh, didn't he buy? I didn't know that. But like, don't you think by sometimes making this open source, later on you come up with something and you sell it. Now everyone's gonna buy it because they're gonna think, hey, that guy didn't try to rug me. He didn't try to throw the grift on me and take my money. I mean, there might be something to that, especially in Web3. People might actually enjoy that. I don't know. As a musician,
what it reminds me of, in all honesty, is kind of like a work for hire.
Okay.
And companies will do that a lot. Disney is known for doing that, where they'll have someone that's employed by the company, but everything that they make is owned by Disney. So just by you working for them, you're off the back, you've already relinquished your ownership to what creative thing that you're doing for it. And it's why even with the When You Wish Upon a Star theme that was like appearing on like every movie that they launched before, that song is like worth a ridiculous amount, but the person that made it like makes nothing off of that, right? And that's
have they sued
about Disney? You can. They were under contract as a work for hire. Like you can sue. Yeah, you can make a lawsuit about anything. But
basically, they made it
mean anything.
Yeah, they made it working. Right. Okay. Because they made it under. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So like when you're under like a work for hire's contract, you're entering into this agreement knowing that you are relinquishing your ownership at creation. So I guess you can. Maybe that's the parallel that I could look at as far as like they're creating these, this art or these PFPs and stuff like that, or whatever it is, under the basis where when you purchase it, you're purchasing everything for it, which I guess someone could do, but
right.
But by the way, it's all relative.
That's the ownership that gives them the M&M, gave him 50%. ATV Music, which was part of Sony Music, so he owned half the rights to Eminem music. Just looking it up real quick.
And he said blockchain is to solidify ownership is my point. Once the president is set in court, people will respect it. Yeah, I mean you have to establish some type of law, whether it's case law, right? Some type of regulation, and that would help It's just I'm thinking about, well, how is the case going to play out, right? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's going to win, right? Like that's assuming that case goes in the favor of blockchain like ownership. Like if it doesn't, then what?
Well, you want to know something interesting. So I was going to say this a little bit earlier. I'm actually going to meet this guy today. He's a friend of mine. This is a little bit different, but he's sued OpenSea because he owns the patents to NFTs. At least he says he does. But he's got a major law firm that's taken the case on contingency. So right now they are suing OpenSea, and it's a crazy case. That it has lots of ramifications just for NFTs. If he was to win that, he's going to own the whole space basically, which I don't know. I've seen the patent. It's the lawsuit's out there. That's going to be interesting because that's going to change the whole game for people who sell and own NFTs. That's going to be, an interesting game.
Also there's the whole aspect as far as like, if you're dealing with something that, and if it doesn't, then it is bad, right? But if you're dealing with something that's like AI generated, right? And it's, this generative, PFP using AI, and let's say that AI is pulling from other things.
Right. That's the complaint, right? That's the lawsuit right now.
Then it's kind of like, well, was this even able to be given out for someone else to own in the first place? Because how now you're playing around with something that may have already been copywritten material, and
but we
now
don't know.
So it's a very, very tricky thing, and that's why I said, honestly, when it comes to ownership, for me, like the truest sense of it is if you created it and it's original, right? Because that's you own it. You're the creator of it, and you own it. And then from there, you can do whatever you want with it. And if you want to relinquish your rights, you can. But
who's going to want to do that?
People do it all the time, right?
I mean, they do it sometimes
for the right amount of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, it happens in the music industry all the time.
It's crazy times. Just to think of what's going to happen in the future with all this. The music and ownership and with all of this stuff. I mean,
but I think that has to do with also too with a lot of this stuff being centered around artists, but being created by people that aren't artists.
Well, if they stole okay, so for instance, my shit that I use, right? Like if they use their AI to learn music from me, it would produce horrible crap. So they scoured the internet and they put music in there, and if they ever go to court and get a deposition of the person who made it, they're going to have to admit, like, I stole this person's music because they had to use real music in order for AI to learn, right? Like it's going out there learning from real artists, picking
apart, it makes different things. What if it has a melody in it that is, the same as taken from something else, and because it's AI, it actually was taken from, like, you can't even, it might not be. In a regular sense, you can maybe argue it and say, well, I've never even heard this song before. I've had no way of hearing it before. Like, it may just be coincidental that the melodies sound the same. But in this case, you are using a tool to actually extrapolate other information from other source material, and for them to, incorporate to make this new thing that could be looked at as a derivative work. So it all. It's very
well. What's the rule now? If you, first of all, there's a difference between punishment, but if somebody makes a melody and didn't know it was from you, but it's the same exact melody, in that situation, I'd say, okay, cease and desist, stop using it, or we're going to sue you.
It depends.
Or is it automatic? Like,
a court would have to decide that.
Yeah,
it all depends. I mean, but going back to like the Robin Thicke thing, right? Like when Robin Thicke, got sued and stuff like that, he got sued for a lot. So, and then that happens when you're infringing, or you're making your own, like anytime you're dealing with a derivative work, it's up to the discretion of the copyright holder as far as what they want or what they demand for, usage of their material. So
how much did Marvin Gaye get from the estate?
I don't know the amount, but I know he lost a lot of money with that. And but Yeah, it all depends. And even with Nikki, right? With her interview, and she was saying, because she's covering songs, but she's getting the licensing to do so, right? And that's the thing. You can use another person's song. You can cover songs. Actually, an artist can't stop you from, or I should say the publisher can't stop you from doing that. Like
Right.
there's a statutory rate for covering songs, but you have to pay it, right? So, it's only when you start fine tuning it and tweaking it and changing it into something else, then now it becomes a creative deviation. And an artist can say, well, that's not my vision. That's not what I want. Like, you have no right to change this.
Right.
Or, like, if you want to change this, or you want to do this, these are my conditions. And that's called a derivative work. So, yeah.
Looks like he got 5 million plus half the future royalties of Blurred Lines.
Sheesh.
Not bad at all. I remember hearing Coolio got mad at Weird Al Yankovic for using Gangster Paradise, because he had said like he had gone to his people and got permission, but he never went to Coolio. But he ended up making the song, and I think Coolio was really pissed. Rest in peace for him. But in that situation, I guess Weird Al Yankovic got the rights to it, but he just pissed off the artist because he didn't go to them directly.
I think because it's satirical. I think with satire, it might be a little different, like for parodies and stuff. But I don't know. I have to look.
Oh, like they could just do it for free with the. I know.
I'm not going to say that, but I think there's a little difference when you're making something that is for comedic purposes, like
right,
as opposed
like his
to
stuff, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I have to look more into it, but I feel like there's a little different.
Interesting. That's craziness. We are coming up on 3 hours, and I know this is a lot of fun, but I've got stuff to do. I'm sure you've got stuff to do, but I want to give you the floor to
Stevie Wonder got paid.
Stevie Wonder got paid for what?
I don't know. I was waiting to see if he was going to
elaborate. Well, elaborate, Kryptoni. And but in the meantime, let's let you kind of flow with what you've got coming up.
Maybe he's talking about the Coolio thing, because that song isn't like that's like all those hip 90s.
Yeah, where they have cuts from other songs.
So it all depends on who. And so I think there you go. So then Gangsta was originally Stevie Wonder.
Gangsta.
So, okay.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I didn't put that together. Interesting. Now that's a weird. Yeah, now you've got to, if he got permission to use it, then somebody wants his song to make fun of, man, that's an interesting play. Who gets paid? It seems like everyone should get paid in that situation. But it probably isn't.
The publisher, whoever owns the publishing, is who gets paid.
Man, that's craziness. No wonder people were so pissed in the late 80s and 90s, everyone getting taken advantage of. That's craziness. All right, here, I'm going to put this in here too. This is Emoji's X account. He obviously has more than that, but check that out if you haven't followed yet. And I'm going to also put in your link tree, because this will have links to everything, including your music. So what do you got going on? Anything else? I know you were working on something with VeVe Magic and of course Oasis. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we got the Oasis on Monday. And yes, I am actually really excited on what I have going with Magic. That's actually going to tie in perfectly with Anime After Hours. So definitely tune into that. But basically, we are doing me and Magic. We're doing a show where we are going to be kind of like talking about comparing, the similarities or differences between Eastern and Western animation. Her being a huge Disney fan, me being a huge fan of anime. And like I said, the first episode for Anime After Hours is, my first time intro into how do you introduce someone to anime, where you're going to see that happen in real time on Magic Channel, because I'm going to be introducing her to her first anime, and we're going to have a talk about it.
I remember about that,
so definitely tune in. We'll announce the date that'll drop on her channel. But the show is called From Toontown to Tokyo. So I'm super excited for that. And I mean, Magic is an amazing person to work with. So already know from the Oasis. So I'm stoked.
Yeah, that sounds good. And then, of course, you're on Thursdays.
Thursdays is Anime After Hours. Yep.
And it's going to be the first real episode.
Episode 1 kicks off Thursday, 8 p.m. That's when we go live on the stream. But like I said, we are starting the space at 7:30, and there will be a giveaway before we go live. So between 7:30 to 8 o'clock, make sure you're there in the X space if you want to participate or, enter into that giveaway. And then there'll be another giveaway for the show. So, we reward punctuality. We reward being early. Why not?
I like that. It's a good idea. I should probably do that too. All right. So you got that. And then of course we've got Star Wars week. I will, hopefully you'll come on next weekend. I'm still thinking about I really need to do it. I got to get all my hours in by Tuesday. And I don't know if I'm going to hit my 4,000 or not. I'm going to be kind of pissed, but yeah, hopefully you'll come on. I know Sunday on the 4th, we'll have some stuff. Not sure what they're going to do on Saturday. So it'll be interesting, but I'm just assuming I'm streaming the whole weekend. Okay. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah. We can talk. I mean, I'm sure during that time we'll find out anyway what's being dropped. So if you want me to come Saturday versus Sunday, I mean, we can talk. I do probably have to film some stuff with Magic too. So
I get it.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. And I mean, you can always choose last minute to show up or not. Tomorrow, like I said, I still don't know what's up, if I'm going to do it or not. I should, but I don't know if I'm going to be exhausted. I got to go to a Battlehawks game tonight, so I don't know if I'm going to be tired or any of that.
I know Millie's. I think Millie's getting the artist.
He is getting the artist.
Yeah.
So basically no reason for which I talked to you about. I'm like, if he's going to do it, I don't have any reason. But my only reason is to get the hours. But if he's getting the artist, I think he is too. You probably want to check that out anyways. And I'm going to have a long week anyway. I don't know what's going to happen. So, all right. So we've got, you've got your shows coming up. Anything else crazy you want to talk about before we head out of here?
I think that's it. I would say stay tuned with the Oasis because I think that we will be cooking up something very special and very unique with Max and his games. I don't want to announce it just yet. I want to let him do that because this is something that he's been working on. Oh, we got Bonger in the chat. What's good, Bonger?
What's going on, man?
Yeah. So if all things pan out, I think that this is something that will be really interesting. Kryptoni, I think actually you'll like this idea too. So so stay tuned for that. And then Anime After Hours and what I got going on with Magic. So, that's pretty much what's on the agenda as of right now.
Lots of good stuff. Everyone in chat, I really appreciate you coming here. Unimbonger, we've been on for now over 3 hours, so it's been a long time.
Oh yeah, and I forgot, definitely check out Nikki.
Here.
Did I put her thing in there?
I put it in earlier,
okay.
But let's go grab it let me go grab it real quick, and then we'll put that in here. Because give her a follow. She's got like 1 million people, not 1 million, but she's got a lot of people on YouTube, but she wants to grow her channel. Definitely. Help her out. Let's see, where is it? Right here. Here it is. So definitely give her a follow. I went ahead and followed her too. So just, tell her you're from the VeVe family and welcome her. And here, we'll pull it up. There it is right there.
Yeah, like a lot of YouTube, and I've noticed this too, like a lot of YouTubers aren't really on X like that. So, most of her stuff is from YouTube, but she is now, getting into X now with the show. So yeah, definitely give her a follow, but also check out her YouTube too. She, like I said, she's an amazing artist, amazing singer, and does some great covers. So, that's also on her X page too, where you can check that out.
Very cool. I'm excited to see it. And there's her link right there. So give her a follow, check her out, check out her YouTube. And I may or may not be here tomorrow. Emoji may or may not be here tomorrow. I don't know. But I appreciate everyone coming to hang out. If I don't see you tomorrow, good luck if you're going for the drop. And big news coming from Star Wars. We don't know the exact date, but it's coming soon. So appreciate everyone coming here. Go do something nice for somebody. Emoji, can you stay for just like 1 minute afterwards? And then I'm going to head out too. All right, everyone, appreciate you coming here. Like I said, do something nice for somebody today. Have a good day. Until next